Welcome, everybody, to The Hook on Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital sports network, live from MyBookie Studios. It is Friday, June 18th.
Hip-hop hooray.
Friday. Hip-hop hooray. I'm your girl, Pilar Laster. We've got D-Mac, Tom Mazaway, Fish in the Fishbowl, Alex keeping us honest behind the glass. Kennedy is manning all of our social media, so make sure that you are hitting us up across the board at Woodward Sports. You can also give us a call. 313-552-6322 is our number. Don't forget, we are still running our huge promotion, $25,000 Kick for Crypto, where in our 4 o'clock hour, we will be qualifying yet another viewer for the contest. So make sure you stick around for that. All right, Maz, why don't you hit us with your sports update?
All right, brought to you by mybookie.ag. You can get them at mybookie.com as well. Use that promo code Woodward, and they'll give you match your first deposit halfway up to $1,000. If you're going to try sports betting, try mybookie.ag, and make sure you tell them the good people here at Woodward Sports sent you. Tigers and Angels again tonight. Jose Arena against Alex Cobb, the matchup from Anaheim. In case you didn't stay awake last night, Angels beat them 7-5 behind Shohei Ohtani and Taylor Ward with this blast.
Angels and Taylor Ward with the bases loaded. 0 for 3 tonight so far. Ward swings and sends a drive to left field. That one's got a chance, and that one is gone!
That's how you call a ball game, folks. Matty Vasgersian on YouTube yesterday, although he's the Angels play-by-play. You thought of me, didn't you, Matt?
I did, because I know Matt's that Matty V's your guy and stuff, but I was eager to see Matt Manning in his first start.
He looked good.
Looked young, but he composed and
looks like he's in high school.
He really does. But again, that leads me to the Tigers are maybe further along than we thought, and it's progress, not perfection. Little Turtles pace, but there's another piece of the future for us.
2 runs, 4 hits in 5 innings. They took him out. He didn't have no decision in that one. They blew up poor Kyle Funkhauser in that inning. He did look comfortable. That was the first full crowd in Anaheim of since COVID. So Dodgers had 52,000 the other night. Anaheim had over 40,000 last night.
I got a question for you, Maz. How cool was it to see the starting lineup and to see Shohei Ohtani pitching and batting second? Like pitching and batting second.
Awesome. In an American League designated hitter game. No
Crazy.
DH for the Angels. They use Shohei Ohtani. Oh, by the way, he's going to be in the home run derby.
Right.
That's right, in Colorado. How far is he going to hit it? How far is he going to hit it?
Do we know what the furthest home run in
Colorado would be?
Yeah.
We'll have to put
like
Fish on that
500
one.
and something feet,
We'll put
probably?
Fish. I mean, he hit him, 460 this year already?
I don't know.
Anyway, 19 home runs right now. He is third in Major League Baseball behind Vladdy Jr. and Fernando Tatis Jr. They've got 22 each. Wait till we tell you about those Padres in a minute. Fun night last night in the majors. The Yankees pulled off a triple play so rare that it never happened in baseball this way. 1-3-6, 2-5-6 put out. Check it out.
Wow.
Chop slowly. Oh, there's a situation at third. The throw is to first. Now they'll throw to second. Runners are hung up. They're going to come home with the throw. They have Simeon in a rundown. He's tagged out. Throw to third. It's a triple play. They pulled a triple play. Second one of the year, and this one falls under the heading of funky.
That's the second one in the Yankees this year. Second one?
Yeah, but that was wild.
It was. 1-3-6, 2-5-6. That's how you score that triple play. It's never happened in baseball. Never. The Padres, meanwhile, had a heck of a ninth inning. Listen to another great announcer, Don Orsillo with the calls.
Hosmer to right field, down the line towards the pole, it is gone! This game is tied! 4-4, Eric Hosmer leaves the yard to right. Woo.
I like that Padres team.
Oh, I love it.
Left, way off that left field line.
In the air to left field for Victor Caratini. Into a sea of San Diegans. Padres walk it off. the San Diego.
Oh, man.
I've been to that ballpark. Seen the
Petco
game.
is beautiful.
It's friggin' unbelievable.
It's in the warehouse district of San Diego, and they just did a spectacular job. First of all, the weather is spectacular, and that team went back to the old brown and gold uniforms the way they should have been. No one likes to wear brown, really, but they look good with it. They look good with it. So lots to talk about there. How about the poor Diamondbacks? They lost 10-3. Why do we care about the Diamondbacks? Well, we don't. But they've lost a record 23 straight road games. That is a major league record. That's a 100-year-old record, and they are still losing on the road, by the way. We'll keep you posted on that. 2 games in the NBA playoffs tonight. A couple of number 1 seeds on the ropes. Hawks up 3-2. They tries to close out the Sixers tonight in Atlanta. We all know Philly's already blown 2 huge leads, 18 and 26 points in this series. The Clippers, meanwhile, no Kawhi Leonard. They'll try to finish off the Jazz in Game 6 in L.A. Last night, Bucks stayed alive and beat the Nets. Nets just didn't have it last night. 104-89. Chris Middleton, man, he could play. 38 points for him. Giannis had 30 and 17. So Game 7 is tomorrow night from Brooklyn, man. Who you guys like in that game tomorrow?
You know, it's going to be tough. I mean, obviously, you got to think Nets at home a lot. But if you watched the game last night and you saw that the best player in the league, arguably Giannis Antetokounmpo, played down low, took it to the rim, didn't stand back, shoot any threes. He played below the hoop. So if he plays that way, they're going to be tough. I don't know. I'll let Charles. Charles Barkley says is the best.
We'll have a whole segment on Charles.
We got some Charles.
This team could win it and be the worst team ever.
The same
they're
breath.
frustrating. They're frustrating.
I think
I would hate to be a
they're going
Bucks
to need
fan.
50 tomorrow from KD. They're going to need 50 plus to win that game tomorrow. I don't know if they got it. Congrats, by the way, to our own Troy Weaver. Man comes in here as general manager of the Pistons, guts the team, drafts a terrific rookie class, including Sadiq Bey. He was named to the NBA All-Rookie First Team, and Isaiah Stewart made the All-Rookie Second
That's
Team.
awesome.
Alex, what do you got on Sadiq Bey for me?
Maz, thank you for letting me in and as a part of your sports update.
Always,
this
man.
is a big honor. I'm kind of nervous, actually. But
No, don't be.
our own Detroit Kool-Aid here at Woodward Sports, actually in celebration of Sadiq Bey making the first team all-rookie team, made this music video that you may have seen on our Twitter, but I'm going to play it for you
Right here in this studio.
here.
Really?
With the 19th pick in the 2020 NBA Draft, the Brooklyn Nets select Sadiq Bey from Villanova University.
This pick at 19 is headed to the Pistons.
Hey, baby, if they hand down, make them pay. Make them 3, 2, 1, shoot. Who we here to appreciate? Sadiq Bey. Hey, somebody tell Jay writing over thanks. Detroit got a real one and he's here to stay. Detroit got a real one and he's here to stay. Hey, go ahead, let your guard down and get banged on, banged on. Try to block the lane, he'll get his range on, it, yeah. Pat, left, right, cross, step back, drop, splash a rock. Roof is looking big as an ocean. Got the stones to keep on shooting. Better not leave him open, cause when they shoot, just get the open. Hey, baby.
Oh, man, let's
Shout
hear
out
it.
to Kool-Aid.
Detroit Kool-Aid.
Hey, baby. Hey,
Nice,
baby.
man.
It is
Yeah,
Hey,
Clark had the
baby.
handlebars going. He was jamming.
You know, I wish everybody could have seen, been flies on the wall to see everybody's reaction. D-Mac was cool. I'm sitting here bouncing like a little Tigger. You know what I mean? And Maz is just,
You don't think I was dancing?
yeah, every now and then I turn and he was
I
moving
enjoyed
his
it.
head just a
I thought
little
he did a
bit.
great
was just
job.
Smiling.
Great job. More on the Pistons. Hall of Famer Ben Wallace, that's right, Hall of Famer, will represent the Detroit Pistons in Tuesday's NBA Draft
All right.
Lottery. He's going to be there. Hopefully Adam Silver will take the card out, put it by him, and we'll take it out. Number 1 pick. Number 2 pick. Number 3 pick. One of those picks got to be for the Pistons. Got to be. It's got to be our year. Oklahoma City is going to have a lot to say about that, Alex.
That's right, Maz. Woj gave us one of his famous Woj bombs this morning. At 9:11 a.m., he says the Celtics are trading Kemba Walker, the number 16 overall pick, In the 2021 NBA draft, the 2025 second-round pick to OKC Thunder and Sam Presti, who is just an animal in that front office. They're giving the Celtics Al Horford, Moses Brown, and a 2023 second-round pick. But you mentioned the Thunder and Sam Presti. Here's the picks that they're going to have for this upcoming NBA draft. They're, like Max said earlier, these are lottery numbers right here.
Count these, guys. Count these.
OKC is projected to pick at number 4, 16, 18, 35, 36, 55, and potentially the Rockets pick if it drops out of the number 5. So what is that? 7 picks.
7 picks.
Seven
They get the
picks.
fifth.
There's only 2 rounds in the
Yes.
NBA.
They got 7
Wow.
picks. That's
How many teams in the
unbelievable.
NBA?
I forget, 30 maybe.
So out of 60 picks,
Going to get a whole new roster.
That's
right
unbelievable.
now.
But the Boston Celtics doing business. They're tearing it down. Kemba Walker gone. Goes to the Thunder. They get back Al Horford and Moses Brown. And then Rick Carlisle yesterday, the former Pistons coach, won a championship in Dallas a few years ago. He quit yesterday. Well, he resigned from the Dallas Mavericks. He told Mark Cuban, I don't want to be here anymore. And the word is he could be going to Boston to coach that Celtics team. And, of course, Brad Stevens promoted himself to president, and that's Danny Ainge, retired. Dirk Nowitzki, by the way, now he's in Dallas. He's a special advisor to Mark Cuban. Lots of things going on in the NBA. So lots of stuff going on. One game in the NHL Stanley Cup playoffs tonight. Game 3, Canadiens and Golden Knights from Montreal. That series tied at 1. Last night, Tampa suffocated the Islanders. They beat them 2-1. They take a 2-1 series lead. Isles just couldn't get out of their own way, Mac. I told you earlier, I wanted to turn this game off after the first. I just didn't think they had it. They didn't have it. They were down 1-0, but it seemed like it was 3-0. Then they tied it in the second. Then they give up the go-ahead goal with like 10 seconds left in the period. Is that usually lights out for a team?
The 2 big things in hockey, you don't want to get scored on the first minute or the last minute.
Yeah.
In the playoffs, in a tight series like that, it can be a gut shot. But, again, that's smothering hockey. Tampa did what they needed to do. I think that they really eliminated the skating room and tried to do the forecheck. But this series, I said all along, was going to be 1 goal either way.
Yeah.
You're right. Last night felt, more like a 4-1 game. But, again, it's going to be close, and you can't take – the fans out of it. I love that Coliseum. They got all the different chants. More like a soccer stadium.
Really
Fish
is
would like
really so good. That Oregon, once it gets going, I get the chills. Game 4 in Uniondale tomorrow night. Second round of the U.S. Open underway from Torrey Pines. First time they're back at Torrey Pines since the great Tiger Woods beat Rocco Mediate in that playoff years ago. I'll never forget that day. It was phenomenal golf. Mac, you got any updates for me?
I do. We have a leader, Richard Bland, the Scotsman, on the board.
He's not American.
He's a Scotsman.
US
5 to
Open.
68. He's 5 under, and he's in the clubhouse, Maz. He's in. His round is done for the day, so that's good. We got
67.
Russell Henley is yet to tee off. The best part that I like about when the majors are played on the West Coast is it's later. Right, you go home and usually you're turning on the replay, but no, it's like 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, and they're actually in the middle of the round. So, the leaders, Russell Henley, Frankie Molinari, Cabrera Bello, Brooks Koepka's up there. They don't tee off till 4:14. Xander Schauffele's 2 under. Bubba Watson's up there, John Rahm. So there's a whole bunch. As far as our picks go, Bryson DeChambeau's at even. Patrick Cantley's 1 under. Mark Leishman's +2. Phil +4. He's probably not in it. And Webb Simpson decided that he just wasn't going to play and shot 8 over on the first round. So
that's bad.
Thanks for the donation.
He's going home.
But it'll be interesting after this round, and tight leaderboard. U.S. Open got to be really accurate. So some of the putts I was watching yesterday, Maz. Oh, you're not a golfer. Anybody golf? Pilar, you're a bit of a golfer. They had like some of these breaks that they're playing. These putts are like 5-10 feet, like this much, watching these balls, like just trying to trickle them in. So
that sounds exciting.
That is.
says a guy who likes to pick up a ball to stick his fingers in and throw it at pins that aren't moving. Yeah, that's real exciting. At least I can hit it.
It's a great game.
I can hit it behind a tree. I can hit it. At least there's some environment. It's
a great environment at the bowling alley.
Who do you think you are? I am.
That's right. Who do you think you are? I am.
Oh, now you got it.
I got it down now.
Yeah.
Alex got me going. So
Serenity now.
La-di-da. It's golf. Okay. This day in sports, let's go to a real sport. 1978. I'll never, ever forget this game. I watched it. Couldn't miss it. Ron Guidry, the Raging Cajun in New York, makes the Angels look silly. Look at those graphics.
Who's that announcer?
Phil Rizzuto.
Phil Rizzuto.
Look at this guy. Look how skinny he was. Look at him bring that ball. See you, Joe Rudy.
This is unbelievable.
Holy cow.
Who's that on the top?
Ground ball is third. Nettles, great play. Throw to second. Ball game's over.
There you go.
Who was that on the
Yankees
call?
for you. Phil Rizzuto called that game with with Bill White and Frank Messer on WPIX, Channel 11, New York City.
Do you know who Phil Rizzuto was, Alex?
No, I'm just adding it to my database.
They called the Scooter. He's a Hall of Famer, the Scooter. Phil Rizzuto played for the Yankees.
Part of those Bronx Bombers back in the day. What, he shortstop? Yep, shortstop.
Yep.
Yeah, little cracker. Always, he always there's always that little guy. He's like the Draper. He was like the Draper of that team.
He was hilarious, man. When there'd be a late game, he would say, I got to go, guys, on the air. He's like, Cora's home waiting for me, and the bridge traffic is backing up. He would leave on the air and just leave because there was a three-man broadcast.
Think about that. Middle of a broadcast, New York Yankees broadcast back in the 70s, right? This guy has so much clout that he can say,
He's leaving.
hey, my wife and
Cora.
the bridge
Everyone
traffic,
knew
forget
it.
it. I'm out of here at the 7th. And everybody going, okay, there goes Phil. That's unbelievable.
Yeah, he
Part
would
of
just
me wishes
leave.
I could do that to this show.
Now,
Leave early so I could beat traffic.
That would be great. Here's the
Do you
kicker.
really get traffic?
Oh, yeah, big time. M59, gridlock
Oh,
every
that's
time.
awful. over there.
Really?
That is awful.
Why
I got to go to
put in a little bit
softball.
more work at the office, and then it
Right, don't leave so early. Leave after 6.
Hey,
14-hour days, kid. 14-hour days. How much do you really want it?
now, Mac, you a Meatloaf fan? The singer Meatloaf?
Meatloaf?
Can I be
Meatloaf.
a fan of both?
You can.
Okay, I'm a fan of both.
You remember that song, Paradise by the Dashboard Lights?
Yeah.
Do you know that song,
I
Pilar?
don't.
Yeah, dude.
I
Paradise by
don't.
the
I
dashboard
only know-
light.
Do you know that song?
Wait,
You know,
what song?
Meatloaf is the singer in the 70s. Paradise by the Dashboard Lights.
I only know objects in the rearview
barely
mirror.
17, but dude,
I wish we could play it because we can't because we get in trouble.
I just
but
tried.
in the middle of that song, it's Phil Rizzuto calling a game.
Yeah, it is.
In that game. That's that guy, Phil Rizzuto. Today, when you go home or later, listen to it. Everybody at home, I think you know what I'm talking about
That's
mostly.
the huge. Listen, guys,
There
that
you
is
go.
a Maz Ultra Nugget
Yes.
for your weekend. Go listen to Meatloaf's Paradise by the Dashboard Light.
Listen to the
and
Scooter.
Phil Rizzuto, the Scooter, will narrate it on his way to his car
Yep.
to go home over the bridge before he beats.
He had no idea who Meatloaf was. He's like, "What's a meatloaf?" You know, he had because Meatloaf went to him and like, "Phil, I need you to do this for me on my song." He won all kinds of awards for that song, by
And
the way.
he said, "What's a meatloaf?"
What's a meatloaf?
He didn't know that
He
it
had
was
no
the singer?
idea. No, he had no idea. He was old when I was young. So
Yeah, I mean, he was old when I was young too.
Exactly.
How old is he?
Phil's gone.
He's
in his hundreds.
Meatloaf?
No, Meatloaf. I think he's still around.
I was like,
I thought you were talking about
Yeah,
Phil
you don't
Rizzuto.
want a
I just met
100-year-old
him, like-
Meatloaf. No, Meatloaf's probably
No.
70. Here.
yeah, he's gonna be. I met him.
Gosh, here, hold on.
So
I
you
don't
know
know.
Meatloaf.
What's that?
So you know Meatloaf.
I don't know him.
Yeah, it's a common dinner meal.
You know, I don't know meatloaf. If that's the case, if it's something you're eating, I don't know it. But no, I met the singer who goes by Meatloaf because he was friends with one of our producers on Deal
Okay.
or No Deal. That's how we met him.
Meatloaf is 74.
All right.
What's
What's his
his
real,
okay.
74?
what's his real name, Mac?
Marvin Lee Ade.
Marvin Lee Ade.
Yep.
Wow.
So then he got meatloaf.
He's Meatloaf.
Yeah.
Anyway, I digress.
David said moldy meatloaf. No, thank you. Tammy said meatloaf is 73.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Tammy.
that's a song that I knew was the one Objects in the Rearview Mirror.
So how everybody last night watching the Tiger game, I went to every single channel I possibly could think of that the Tigers would be on, not knowing it was on YouTube. I had to go online and someone's like, "Wow, this YouTube game is great." So I'm like, "Okay." I talking to my remote. YouTube pops on. There's the game. So YouTube has a game a week. I take it.
Their broadcast is actually pretty nice.
It's
like
nice.
the graphics were slick. The
The only
announcers
thing they
were
missed,
good.
what they missed as a baseball fan, they don't tell you the pitcher and the hitter, or the pitch count, all the things that we never used to get used to. Now I look at, and they didn't have that. They just had the
strike
YouTube
zone.
They had the strike zone.
Yeah,
they did. What up, Fish?
So I think YouTube uses MLB Network's stuff.
Good stuff.
So they
Good
just
thinking.
take MLB Network's feed and pop it onto YouTube, and there's your game.
Well, that was cool, man. Watching it on YouTube last night. The Tigers are on national TV, I guess you could call it.
YouTube also shows you like how many people were watching at the same time as you. And,
Yeah, I saw
tuned
that.
In, like I watched like the 5th inning, and there was about 220,000 people watching.
Wow.
That's amazing.
That's
Wow.
cool. I like that about YouTube too.
Yeah.
You see who's watching. You know, it's always nice to check stuff out like that. But they did a great job. And you know, like it was cool. I enjoyed it.
It's different. It's going to get you used to. Let's face it.
Times.
Thursday night football.
Yeah.
On
You
Amazon
gotta get
Prime.
used to it. Yep.
Get ready.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So crazy.
Nuts.
All right, guys. We still have a big show planned for you guys. The Big Hook. Calvin Johnson said what? Just in case you missed the interview yesterday, we've got some clips on exactly what he said. Also, we've got Free Press Lions beat writer Dave Burkett joining us. So we love our good man, Dave Burkett. So don't go anywhere. You're tuning into The Hook on Woodward Sports Network.
Hi, I'm David Hall from Hall Financial. And at Hall Financial, we treat our clients like family. And our number one priority is giving each of our clients 5-star service. Our passion for 5-star service, combined with our expertise, allows us to find the best possible solution for refinancing your home loan. We take the time to focus on both the individual and the numbers. We're going to walk you through the process and close your loan in half the time of our competition. Go to davidhallmortgage.com today.
Start a new career in an industry that is always essential, the heating and cooling industry. Learn more today by visiting northwesterntech.edu. Welcome back to The Hook on Woodward Sports Network. So yesterday we had the great honor of having Calvin Johnson joining us here in studio, and Ron Sims.
Rob Sims was here.
Yep,
He was great.
They were here too. So,
But he's not the Hall of Famer.
but no, it was Calvin Johnson.
Yeah.
You know.
And Rob Sims.
Yeah, same Rob Sims.
But Calvin
Like,
had some things to say.
Yeah.
He did. He had a lot to say. So if you missed our show yesterday, you can certainly check it out on replay on any of our platforms, whether you find it on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook. You can catch them all there, just at Woodward Sports. But let's check out one of the clips here.
Hold on, Mac.
Oh.
Alex, play the second one first. Play when we asked him about his future with the Lions, and would he have continued to play. Let's play that one first because Dave Burkett will probably join in on the end of this. So we want to get his opinion.
Specific, like the shorter one, or
Calvin on Stafford and asking for a trade.
Calvin, okay.
The
Gotcha.
shorter one.
Here we go.
Here we go. Hey, I can't let you go without Matthew Stafford. He's gone. Are you happy for him?
Yeah, I was talking to Matthew yesterday, man. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was talking to Matthew yesterday. Matthew's doing well. I'm happy for him because he's happy that he's out in California. Him and his beautiful family. They're loving their time out there. So when he's comfortable, he's good where he's at. You can only expect good things from him. So I look forward to seeing him out there. And plus, on top of that, we got a friend out there in receiver, Van Jefferson. Sean Jefferson. He was my receiver coach in Detroit for a long time. His son is playing with Matthew now out there, so that's pretty cool.
Out of Orchard Lake, St. Mary's.
There you go. Yep.
Wait, is this someone we should be keeping
Van
up?
actually played ball here. Yeah, Orchard Lake, St. Mary's. Yep.
Is this someone we need to be?
Are you a little jealous of Matthew that he got to go to another team?
You know what? It sucked that they didn't let me go, but they let Matthew go. But hey, it is what it is. I'm not mad at Matthew. I love Matthew.
Did you want to be a Raider?
Man, I would have went anywhere.
Come on, what was your top 3 picks?
I honestly didn't have the top 3 picks. Guys that I would have loved to play with. Like the top quarterbacks in the league. Obviously, Matthew is one of them. But we play against Aaron Rodgers every week.
Yeah.
So playing with him, Drew Brees, I play with him in the Pro Bowl, so that's cool. Just guys like that. You dream. You can always dream.
I know, but did you ask?
Did I ask? Yeah, when they wouldn't at the end there when it was time to retire. On the way out, we asked would they release me or let me go to another team. They wouldn't. No.
I think Barry did the same thing. I think the Dolphins were like the leading contenders to get him. And And it's unfortunate because
you're not going nowhere.
Right. You're not going anywhere. And that's part of the reason that you kind of got mad at the Lions for a few years. But we're glad you're back in the family now.
I'm not back in the family with the Lions or anything like that. It'd be nice, too, if they try to resolve things. But, I mean, that's neither here nor there. I'm here. I'm always here to support the players. That's what it's about, supporting the players.
Absolutely.
Well, thanks, guys, for coming in. Rob, thank you.
No better way than what you're doing with the primitive blend.
There you go. That was yesterday. Calvin Johnson, Rob Sims, excuse me, in studio. And for more on this, we bring on our good friend from the Detroit Free Press, Lions beat writer, our favorite guy, Dave Burkett, at a swim meet. Dave, you the man. What'd you think of Calvin, what he told us yesterday?
Swim class.
Swim class.
Not a swim meet. Yeah.
Sorry, man.
Well, see, you're always trying to get better, Dave. I like it. You're out there. You're
I know, right?
Thanks for coming out of the pool. Thanks for giving your
keep your shirt on.
I'm going to get away from the little kids area so that way it's a little less noisy for you. But
look at that. Humble, too. Not even afraid to say you got to start in the shallow end. There you go. That's why you're a guy, Dave. Anyways,
that's right.
Sorry.
I hope the background noise stays down for you.
But
look,
you're good.
Hey, I think, I mean, it's no surprise, right, that Calvin, I don't know, still has some hard feelings, I guess, towards the Lions, right? That, the situation hasn't been resolved. But I can tell you that, let's just say an offer had been communicated. I mean, I think there's plenty of hope that remains for them to resolve this. It's just about working out the financials. I mean, I said that on Twitter a month ago, that he will be back in the family at some point. They have to work out the financials for it. I know the Lions are, let's just say they're willing to give him some money, and it just has to be under their terms. And I don't know that Calvin likes the terms.
Hey, how about, and I kind of asked him about Barry as well. I kind of threw it all in. Did they ever settle with Barry?
Yeah, I mean, it's the exact same thing. Look, you think Barry works for free or he makes all these appearances for free? No. Barry's making lots of money.
Yeah.
He's making a whole lot of money from the Lions, and Kelvin will make a whole lot of money from the Lions at some point, too. It's just, I mean, Kelvin doesn't need it. He's got his own business. He made $120 million or whatever he made during his playing career. So Kelvin still, look, I think Kelvin, he realizes that the Lions are always going to be a part of him. So some of the hard feelings that were there, early on, post-retirement, some of those have gone by the wayside. But, Kelvin's a very principled guy. He has beliefs. He thought he was done wrong in terms of the Lions asking for money back. I tend to agree with him. I don't think they should have come after his money. That's just not the way things work in the NFL. And in order for the Lions to make it right, it's, as he told me a couple of years ago, they're going to have to go, put some money back in his pockets. And that's still what needs to be resolved.
Dave, do you think that, I mean, the way that players are handling their unhappiness with a team now versus the way that it was handled even just a few years ago? Let's forget back when Calvin Johnson retired. But do you think if Calvin would have made such a stink like Julio did or Aaron Rodgers, or do you think it would have been different for Calvin? You think he would have gotten the trade?
I don't know about the trade. I mean, I think that the trade stuff that came up, after he was retired. I mean, look, the bottom line, Calvin, certainly he had frustrations with the organization, but his body was given out on him. I mean, he's told me multiple times, right, he was going to retire after the 2014 season when the Lions made the playoffs. He didn't retire then. His dad talked him into staying. So he played one more year, the 2015 season. Obviously, that was a bad year for everyone. And then he walked away from the game, and I think some of his unhappiness or his desire to go elsewhere, while he may have had it, that wasn't the reason why he left. So, it's a different time now. Players certainly seem to have a little more, the NBA influence has rubbed off on the NFL quite a bit, and so maybe Kelvin would have handled it different. But I don't think his body, guys, I've said this in when I gave the Hall of Fame presentation to the voters on Kelvin. Sean Jefferson told me 3 years before Kelvin retired, I saw him at the combine, and he was like, the big fella's got 3 years left. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, Kelvin was coming off like a 1,600-yard season at the time. And he was like, you don't see what his body goes through every day in practice. And so I think that was the biggest thing and the biggest reason why he retired.
Dave Burkett, Free Press beat writer, always on, no matter if it's at the pool, at Allen Park, and Ford Field. He's always
It's a great
around.
backdrop today, by the way.
Sure.
Great backdrop.
Yeah, it's a great backdrop.
A couple people got out of the pool by my last spot, so I figured I'd move over here for you. So.
I love it.
They don't want you getting sued.
What the one thing that the big thing about you mentioned about the principle of Calvin, and I think at the end of the interview that we did, it's about the players and stuff like that. And you could, to me, how much, I guess, just getting things right, to have Barry Sanders back, to have Calvin, to have everything. How, and you said it's financial. Is there anything else other than the finances? But is this, I guess, because Calvin had glowing reviews for Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell, as a teammate and what they're going to bring. Is this all part of the culture process that, as things are getting better, then we will see this more or less resolved? And is this a before the season thing, or is this going to carry on as it goes on, or does the team have an onus to get this as a priority?
Yeah, that's a good question, D-Mac. I mean, look, Kelvin's going into the Hall of Fame in 6 weeks or 8 weeks or whatever it is. So you would have to think that if the organization is going to make it a priority, they would do it here in the next 6 or 8 weeks, right? And get him in the family before he goes in. I know the organization will be a part of his Hall of Fame celebrations. They will have people down in Canton. And that's what I mean, that the relationship has been repaired to a certain extent, but they're never going to be, wholly compatible until the financial component is resolved. And I know Kelvin feels strongly about that. Certainly there could be other things at play there, but I will say that at least there is an open line of communication, or has been, between Kelvin and Sheila Fordhamp, and so maybe that's at least why some of these things have started to trend in the right direction.
Hey Dave, this Lions team, let's face it, they're not probably looked at as royalty in the NFL, although they're owned by the Ford and the Firestone families, royalty families. Why would they do that? What they did to Barry and to Calvin, it's a bad look. You got Jim Irsay in Indianapolis giving Andrew Luck his entire contract when he retired. I don't get it, man. It's a terrible look. How do they expect anybody to want to come play here?
That's a question that I've asked and I've never got an answer for, right? Like, is it an organizational philosophy to want to recoup that money, and why? And no one would answer, the why part of that when after Kelvin's retirement, or even in the years since when I've asked. And maybe it just, maybe it goes back to Barry, right? Barry was the best player in franchise history. Yes. And if you take the money from Barry, maybe it stands to reason that you do the same for others, or you try to do the same for others. But again, I think you have to realize it was a different time then than it is now. And the Kelvin thing, look, I know there's a lot of people out there. I've had this discussion with my neighbors all the time. I got a neighbor named Mark who he's like, Kelvin, that's he owed the money, right? Like we argue about this all the time. Right, this is the Lions money. He didn't earn it. Quit. No, the way it is in the NFL, he earned it. That's what signing bonuses are. That's how players view it, no matter how it's written into the contract. And so, and you look at the history of it. You mentioned Andrew Luck, a lot of other guys that have retired that get to keep their money. So it's not going to be resolved until that happens.
It's embarrassing.
Yeah, it is. Hey, Dave.
It is. I don't like the look from the Lions standpoint. Yeah. Maybe Sheila will change that going forward.
She better.
That's where this stands. And to me, if you're going to change the culture, and if you're talking about it and bringing people in and doing that, this is exactly part of it. Because Maz brought up the great point. It's not about just doing right by the guys that have put the blood, sweat, and tears in for your organization. It's for guys that want to come here to the new thing and see how they are treated.
Yeah.
My question to you, Dave, and obviously the NFLPA places heavy restrictions on non-vaccinated players. We're going to cover this later on, but have you heard anything back out of any of the Lions guys, or any scuttlebutt about around? Is this really going to, stick to it? Because we're going to show some clips later on Cole Beasley from the Bills. And
the way it is, if you don't get a vaccination, it might as well you're in COVID. You're in 2020.
Yeah. Is there anything as far as any of the Lions guys, or your personal opinions, is this bigger than what it seems like, as a personal choice?
Yeah. No. All right. One other thing on the Kelvin thing first. Maybe there's hope because of the way they handled Matthew Stafford. I guess I should just probably add that.
Good
right.
point.
Stafford wanted out. They gave him his wish without much, argument, and now they're on to a new direction. So maybe that's there.
And to your point, Dave, before you answer that, is that was a Sheila move.
Yeah.
Right. So we can. This is Sheila time.
She's already
now.
ahead. She's already ahead.
Moving, but the Barry stuff and all that other, you see the why that it is and explain. Okay, time frames. So maybe that'll explain what'll get done. But how about the NFLPA coming out with the vaccination?
Look, the NFLPA, they made this agreement, and Beasley's comments. I know you said you're going to play him later. He obviously wasn't happy, so they obviously didn't consult with the bulk of their playing base, or a large portion of it at least. But no, these rules are here, and look, from the NFL standpoint, they're trying to encourage players to get vaccinated without mandating it, and this is a big part of it, right? That they want to, if they can force players' hands by putting these rules in place and these restrictions in place, that maybe the pressure gets applied, organizationally, in the locker room. Hey, look, we need you in these meetings. Hey, if you want to be with your teammates on the road, hey, all these little things that go on. So I think it's all part of, the NFL and the NFLPA's push to get more people to get vaccinated, because right now I don't know exactly what the Lions are. Dan Campbell wouldn't say the other week, but the reports are there's like 2 teams that are around the 80% mark, 2 or 3 teams, and most others are around the 50% mark. So there's a lot of work still to be done right now with the Lions and a lot of teams. When a key Lions player like Taylor Decker comes out and says he's not going to get vaccinated, there's a big line in the locker room of maybe players falling on one side that won't get vaccinated, and others who will that are comfortable with the vaccination.
Dave, do you think though at some point everybody's HIPAA rights is being violated by media asking, why aren't you vaccinated? Are you going to get vaccinated? Have you been vaccinated? I mean,
that's another embarrassing thing.
Isn't it just why can't a player just say that's not anybody else's concern? My medical is not anybody's. And the same with the NFLPA. How can you enforce this and shame people that don't want to do this?
Well, look, I have had these discussions with people in the past on email, Twitter, in person, whatever. HIPAA only applies to doctors, so it doesn't apply to media. So, media can ask whatever they want, and players can say yes or no if they want. A player can say, hey, I'm not answering that, and that's fine. It's not like, I'm about to go arm wrestle Taylor Decker and say, hey, tell me what's going on here. But look, the reality is, if you see a player wearing a mask, if you ask their teammates in the locker room, you'll find out who's vaccinated and who's not. So, this is just such a hot button topic, issue for a lot of people in the world today, of the vaccination, whether they should, whether they shouldn't. And it's no surprise that it seeped into professional sports. But I think when you look at the NBA playoffs, right? If Chris Paul is going to miss time or could miss time because of COVID-19, maybe you're doing your teammates a disservice too by not getting the vaccination. Maybe there's a selfish component that people in the locker room would try to encourage you to do that too, because you miss a game, a key game, some time. Maybe that impacts what happens in the locker room as well.
But there's plenty of cases where people get the vaccine and then still get COVID.
Sure.
So it's one of those things where I feel like it's very unfair, in my opinion, and to force a player to have to basically get this, or they're going to be shamed and scrutinized.
Yeah,
I'll get into this, but the key point, Dave, is what you said at the beginning. Looks like the NFLPA, which doesn't have the greatest reputation, Players Association didn't talk to the players. That's the whole miscommunication here. And
D-Mag, you know it, right? That group is supposed to look out for all the players, and maybe they feel they are, right? Maybe that's how they feel they're going to keep their group of players healthiest, is by encouraging vaccinations. So, but when you have a large portion of the player base that doesn't want to get vaccinated, that's up to the NFLPA to fight harder for that on behalf of those players.
Right.
And so I think Cole's comments and his anger towards the Players Association, I understand why he has that.
And he wasn't alone, I'm sure.
Hey, how are the Lions going to handle the fans coming into the stadium? Because Buffalo is not letting anyone in unless you show proof that you are fully vaccinated. What happens here in Detroit?
Yeah, yet to be determined. Look, I mean, I think it'll probably end up being like a lot of places, right? You're supposed to wear a mask if you're not vaccinated, but how are you checking that? I don't know. Now, the closer you are to players, maybe there is a little, maybe that, there's a sticky, line there too, because look, in training camp, they can keep players. I forget what the distance is, right? They have to keep fans 20 yards away or whatever it may be.
That's what it is.
If you're sitting in the front row of a stadium and around the, the tunnel, like there could be, contact there with players, or maybe you're close enough that it could be an issue. So I think that's something that the Lions and other NFL teams have to find a solution to before the season opens.
Hey, last question before we let you get back in the pool, Dave.
No pool for me.
Listen,
water wings.
Listen,
not today.
The circus, man, is still in town. Sean McVay backpedaling, complimenting Stafford, and then coming back and saying, look, I didn't mean anything against Goff. What's your whole take on the three-ring circus that is those three guys?
I heard a great quote the other day, just since you mentioned the circus. It was, if you're sick of the clown, sometimes you got to leave the circus, right? You ask yourself why you're still in the circus. Look, I mean, Sean McVay's comments sure seem to be a little bit of a shot at Jared Goff, right? And it's no secret that Sean and Jared Goff weren't seeing eye to eye at the end. And it's cool. They go, they're separate ways. It happens in sports all the time. Look at Andy Reid, right? I think his comments about LaShawn McCoy were, that's how you handle it, right? Hey, good luck to you. I wish you well. We're on to, the Belichick line. We're on to whatever's next. But, Goff, in talking to Brad Holmes this week, look, Jared Goff is a guy that is going to be on a mission this year. He's got a chip on his shoulder. Holmes said it's like nothing he saw in L.A., that, he's motivated, and the ownership that he's taken, the leadership that he's shown, I think that's something that a lot of fans in LA would be surprised about, just how up front, Jared Goff has been. And so from that standpoint, maybe the Lions, maybe they get a little something in Jared Goff that people weren't expecting, because Jared certainly seems to be motivated by Sean and what happened in LA. And guys, as well as I do, this is not going to be the end of it. The Lions play the Rams, of course, so this subject is going to come up again.
Can't wait, man.
Well, we showed the Madden video yesterday of Akuda picking off Stafford. So we're all excited. I mean, that could be our Super Bowl. Who knows? But we'll take it. And to that point, Dave, did you notice that from, as a player, when you are wanted, right? When you, for me, I'm speaking as Darren McCarty. My motivation is I look around my dressing room and know that those guys needed me, and, their appreciation. The fact Jared Goff, I think it's left a situation, and both Matthew Stafford, too, they're going to situations where they're wanted, right? Did you notice that even in OTAs, just the vibe or a different, I'm looking for, was there a different energy or something that these aren't just words that maybe the OTAs you saw something of what Brad Holmes was saying?
Yeah, and, I wrote about this a little bit early on, just talking to some of Jared's old coaches, because he does, and maybe it's just because he's California, right? He's got this sort of laid-back reputation,
California cool.
Right? California cool, but, his coaches said that, they pointed to Cal, right? In his first year, they were 1-11, and he by the time he left, they won 8 games in a bowl, and in LA, they were, I think he went 0-7 during his starts as a rookie, and they were a bad team, his rookie year, and so he's played at his best when he's had this chip. And look, the other part is, when Jared came to LA, I mean, he's a rookie, and sometimes it takes you, time to find your footing and be a leader and do some of the things that more tested vets do. And so maybe that's part of it too, just him maturing a little bit. But I did. He was out there talking with teammates, the off-season workouts that he's led in California with some of his receivers. It's sort of like Matthew Stafford early on, where people were like, yeah, this guy's not vocal enough. But behind the scenes and in the locker room, they know. And so I think Jared deserves the benefit of the doubt until we hear otherwise.
Hey, he's going to make me – I threw a freaking thing out here months ago that said, you watch, Jared Goff will be as impactful to this organization as Brendan Shanahan was to ours.
I hope you're right.
Wow.
No, and I'm saying that, and you're telling me that it's put it in motion. So thank you, Berkey. As always,
Hey,
buddy. As
hey, they got to win. They got to win like you guys used to win for that to happen.
No,
but
eventually,
you're right.
It's setting the culture, though, right? And I guess the expectation isn't to come in and win a championship, but it's setting the culture, and it's about leadership to what you said. And when guys have chips on their shoulder and they go to where they're appreciated, that's when great things can happen. I'm permeating over here. Thanks, buddy.
Woohoo!
You got it. We'll see you guys.
Thanks, Dave.
Thanks,
we'll see you at
Dave.
minicamp. Dave Burkett, the Detroit Free Press Lions beat writer, our good friend of the show.
Yeah.
Good stuff, man. That
Great
was awesome.
stuff.
Good stuff.
I love having him on. Always good stuff. And it does make you want to go out and enjoy the outside.
Hey,
right?
It does. That's a great backdrop
place to
he
be
has.
in the pool.
Beats sitting around at home and, with the kids running around behind you, room to room, like we usually have them on.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Is Matt Patricia the secret weapon in New England?
I hope so.
Is
Stingray
is
Steve,
that
you
it?
better listen up.
Is he the secret weapon
Wait till
in
you-
New England?
wait
Well,
till
we're
you
going to
hear
get to
this.
that when we come back here on The Hook on Woodward Sports
Good
Network.
luck.
Ha! That's not a knife. This is a knife. And you know what? Since 1919, Coast has pursued one mission, right? To make the working professional's job safer and life easier. Today, Coast lights are favored amongst tradesmen, women, outdoor enthusiasts, everything, DIYers, first responders, and more. Visit coastportland.com, WSN 20 for 20% off your purchase. And ladies and gentlemen, the first two winners for this Father's Day of our Coast giveaway, Mr. Kevin Lang and Ms. Tammy Chin Schultz, you will be receiving $100 gift cards through the email this weekend from Mike Broadwell. Let me just read to you that Kevin put, the Coast products would be awesome for camping, remodeling the house, and sitting around the campfire. I agree.
That's a win.
And Tammy said, I would use this when I am rock hunting at night looking for Uper lights. Now, it's one of those headlamp lights that you can get on Coast. So the lights, so congratulations, Tammy. The Uper lights up in the north. So remember, every Friday, I'm going to give away at least a gift certificate. You never know. It's my freaking giveaway, so I might give one out during the week. Just remember, hashtag how we coast. Tell me how you coast and what the camping is. And thanks to Coast, coastportland.com for their support.
Use that promo code.
Use that promo code WSN20.
Now, I have a great story every time I think about those headlamp
Did you put that
lights.
machete away yet?
Yes, he puts it far
Okay,
away
good.
from everybody else's reach.
I still have a scar, by the way, from the first knife I tried to take out.
You have a scar?
I do. I
You
cut
cut
myself.
yourself?
Oh, yeah, the first day I took the knife out.
When you have that stuff in front of him.
That's why I gave it to
He can only
I
play
was
with
like,
butter
you can't, I
knives
told you the
around
first
here.
time, you can't handle knives, man. You're going to cut yourself, and sure as he did. So,
Okay, let me tell you guys my story about those headlamps. So, I was doing a medical camp in. I love them.
Yeah, wallflowers.
Wallflowers. I was doing a medical camp and we were in Nepal, and so we were when we were trekking, we were on foot the whole time.
We were in Nepal trekking, mouse.
Trekking, yeah, with a bunch of stuff, medical equipment on our back, and doing dental camps and cleaning people's teeth in these little remote villages. So we get to this place, it's got hot springs, and the people were so nice because we had been cleaning their teeth all day, filling in their cavities, helping them out, giving them medicine. That while we were in the hot springs, they were bringing us beer.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cerveza.
So we
got shit faced in the hot tub.
in the hot springs, we put the strobe mode on our headlamps, and they were bringing us beers and like hot dog. We thought we were just getting bottle service in Vegas or something. We were just dancing to our iPhone music and jamming out with our strobe lights, and they were bringing us beer. It was one of the greatest experiences I ever had.
So get your Coast. Go to coastportland.com, WSN20, or hashtag HowWeCoast, and you could get a $100 gift certificate.
That is right. That's how we do it here on The Hook on Woodward Sports Network. All right, let's go on ahead and play this clip from Good Morning Football where Peter Schrader talks about Matt Patricia possibly being their secret weapon.
And he mentions Detroit in this.
All right, I'm going to try to keep the analogy going here. Guy in the midlife crisis, when that happens, sometimes your friends go on and they say, you know what, it's been a nice run, but like my wife doesn't really want me around you anymore, or in other reasons, it's just we don't have the same values anymore. Other opportunities have occurred. Nick Caserio was Belichick's right-hand man in the front office for nearly 2 decades. He finally left and he went and took the GM job with the Houston Texans. Ernie Adams, who we often reference as the one who's always watching the film and is at the facility at all hours trying to find little secret things that they could. He said that 2021 draft was his last draft with the Patriots. He's no longer with the team. Those were Belichick's 2 closest guys when it came to bouncing off ideas and then going and making moves. Do you know who joined the Patriots this offseason and has taken on a lot of roles without much media fanfare? Matt Patricia. I think Matt Patricia might end up being the secret weapon, as Lions fans might be rolling their eyes from Detroit to Ypsilanti. This guy might be the secret weapon. He has had such an integral role throughout this entire offseason. Ben Volen from the Boston Globe had a really good report at the end of May and basically said his title's undefined, but if you watch, he's right next to Belichick throughout OTAs, working with defensive players, but all offseason, in anything the Patriots did, documentarian style, we saw that Matt Patricia was there. His name was on many of the contracts, and from all reports I'm getting from New England, he played a major role in the scouting and in the decision with Belichick and McDaniels, of course, to select Mac Jones. To me, this Patriots team, it looks different on the field, but Belichick also has different people in his ear. For years, it was Mike Lombardi. And then, of course, it was Caserio. And now it's no longer either one of those. And you don't have, obviously, Ernie Adams anymore. We're bringing back Matt Patricia, but not just in a coaching or defensive role, but in a, hey, you're my soundboard. Let's throw ideas out at each other. I find it to be really interesting, and I wonder if the Patriots look different on the field without 2 of the top lieutenants in the front office.
First of all, any NFL fan watching the draft could have picked Mac Jones at that position. They need a quarterback. He dropped in their lap. Matt Patricia don't know shit. He had the freaking worst defense ever. He wrecked the team. He got rid of our best players. Take him, New England. Take him.
I want to ask you a serious question.
Go ahead.
Okay. Do you know more than I do about hockey, or Matt Patricia does about football?
Definitely more than he knows about football.
Thank you very much. I concur. We can agree on that. There it is. Mac and Matt making friends here on a Friday.
I can tell you, hey, that don't work.
So I have seen multiple times where, you know, a defensive coordinator goes and tries to become a head coach, and it just doesn't work out in his favor, right? They're better at being defensive coordinators, or even, I think in this case, I think he's going to make a great assistant to the head coach, because I think that during that time in New England, he did develop that great relationship with Bill Belichick, and something about that made him feel like, hey, I can take on the head coach role. So I feel that he must have worked well with Bill Belichick for him to feel the confidence to go take on the head coach, not just of any team, but of the Detroit Lions. Your fan base is.
You're missing the whole point of the thing about it's what he did here, bringing that Patriot way that we want him. Who gives a shit? You bring up Matt Patricia. It makes us feel so good that we hope he does that, because he's going to implode that organization. Yeah. That's what we want. Bring your Patriot way here. Do what you did and ruin people and anybody
Patriot
as
way
a person.
back to
go
the
back
Patriots.
there and destroy it.
Listen, he's going to take his Patriot way back to the man who is the
Matt,
Patriot
you're not Bill Belichick.
He's not.
This just in. Well, he thought he was.
I understand that. That's what I'm saying. When you work so closely with somebody, and that's why I think that his role right now as the assistant to the head coach is perfect.
He should be the assistant to the traveling secretary. That's what he should be.
I don't
That's it.
I don't disagree with you as a
I don't
Lions
even believe
fan,
that they brought him
but
back. I can't. The only reason that Belichick brought him back is because he maybe likes to drink beer with them on his boat. That's the only reason that you'd bring that guy back.
I think it's a good sounding board. I don't disagree with that. Yes, Fish.
Can I tell you guys something?
Of course.
Bill Belichick. Just fixing it. Bill Belichick actually likes Matt Patricia.
Yes.
Matt Patricia believes that he is the Bill Belichick and still is even after the Lions.
I agree with that. That's why I think that's. But that is why I think
Matt,
that
it's control, right? It's control.
Well, that is why,
Belichick controlling them.
because I feel that they are so much alike.
Speak up, Alex.
How could you feel like you're the Bill Belichick of a team after you went 13, 29, and 1?
He doesn't see that. He just sees
I don't even
himself
believe
as
he
I'm the
won
best.
13 games.
I think
he
what
did
he
actually
sees,
13 games
Wow.
and a tie.
I'm impressed.
They won 5 last year.
what I think is probably happening in his mind, and I'm not speaking for
That
him,
tie
but
cost him Chase
in his
Edmonds.
mind, he's probably thinking, it's not me who failed. They didn't conform. Right?
That tie cost him Chase Young, by the way.
Oh, yeah, it did. God,
so
that hurt.
Couldn't even do
Yeah,
that
but they
right.
shouldn't have lost the game.
I know.
So you're saying, you know,
but the worst part about the
Arizona
NFL is-
game, it cost you
Yeah.
that you let them back in with 3
But they
scores.
lost to the Redskins, and the Redskins still got to pick Chase Young ahead of us that year, which is disgusting.
Troy, where's to everybody? Anyways,
Oh, my God.
that's enough Matt Patricia for this
Yeah.
show.
Take
Yeah,
him, New
I-
England.
And I think
Peter,
that he's
you're
great
wrong.
there.
You're
I think
wrong.
he's great there.
Peter usually is really
I
nice
like
to us,
Schrager.
though.
I like him.
Yeah.
He's
But
wrong this
why
time.
is he wrong? Just because he said that?
It's just because we're salty that we
Yeah,
lost so
we're
many
salty,
games.
and
we're
I
just
think
salty.
he called it out. Detroit fans are going to say something different, and y'all are.
Okay.
We are. I mean,
All right.
I'm not. I actually think that him going back to New England was where he was having success, and I think that this role is even better than him being the defensive
I'm looking forward to the
coordinator.
Patriots being 29th in defense next year if he takes
Well,
over. Looking
You know what?
And
For-
having 3 down linemen every defensive snap.
Hey, he's got Kyle Van Noy back, right? He could be excited again.
Right. Well,
He gave him back to the Patriots. Now they got him back.
listen, I love terrible defenses because in fantasy I can start my players against them. So
There you go.
I love a terrible defense.
Again, it's all about you.
Well, it's about trying to find the silver lining, right? I mean, first off, it's the New England Patriots. I don't care what they're doing. If they're not in Detroit, I don't care what they're doing, right? But if I have to find the silver lining, I love all weak defenses.
Okay.
Even when Detroit's bad, because I know who I'm going to start against them. I hate to say it, but if I have to find the silver lining, that's it, right? All right, guys. We have got so much more NFL talk. The NFLPA putting heavy restrictions on non-vaccinated players. We talked a little bit about it with Dave Burkett. We've got so much more. Cole Beasley has been having to defend himself left and right. He just put out just about 10 minutes ago another statement, and we're going to be getting to that all when we come back here on The Hook on Woodward Sports Network.
I'm looking to bring on another HVAC tech right now.
We are recruiting 5 to 10 techs a month.
We're looking to grow and expand. Every new tech we hire is from Northwestern Tech.
The hands-on training is fantastic.
They're always my first call.
We love hiring Northwestern Tech grads.
They come out trained and ready to work.
Our program is only 10 and a half months, and our next classes are starting soon. So why wait?
I'm looking to hire
Hire a graduate
of Northwestern Tech. Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
So what's up? My name is Sean Baligian. Glad to be a part of Baligian and Bell every day at 11. I'm the guy that gets pissed off at all the stupid sports fans out there.
What up, though? I'm Drake Bell here on the Baligian and Bell show here at Woodward Sports Network. Tap into the energetic Sean and the calm, smooth Drake Bell.
Welcome back to The Hook on Woodward Sports Network, Detroit's all-digital sports network.
Keep that
live
pot
from
up there, Fish.
My
Keep it up.
bookie
What number's that?
studio.
That's number 7.
Okay, I like 7.
You like number 7?
All right, guys, it is time for us to qualify somebody for our $25,000 Kick for Crypto promotion. All you have to do is give us a call, 313-552-6322, and you, my friends, are our daily qualifier. So give us a call, 313-552-6322. Ready, set, go. All right, Maz, get to your sports update.
I will. Thank you. And brought to you by our good friends, our studio sponsors at mybookie.ag. Don't forget, use that promo code Woodward where they'll match your first deposit halfway to $1,000. Bet them all. You got the playoffs going on, lots of baseball. You got Fish's favorite sport, soccer, the UEFA, whatever they call it, Euro 2020.
So you wait for Euro 2020.
UEFA Euro 2020. You got games all over the board any time of the day. Get it at mybookie.ag or .com. Tigers and Angels tonight. Jose Urena against Alex Cobb, the matchup from Anaheim. Home Run Derby coming up on July the 12th. They moved it from Atlanta. Now it's in Colorado. And guess who is playing? The guy that beat the Tigers last night, Shohei Ohtani. Show me the money. He's going to be, I hope he don't get hurt, man, in the Home Run Derby, because those hitters, man, they're not the same when they come out of that derby.
Well, the good thing is, though, this is a unicorn, and the good thing is it's in Colorado. You won't have to swing that
Good
hard.
point.
But I'm waiting to hear, because what I love about this kid's swing is it's a different sound off the bat. Just like Rory and DJ and pro golfers hit the golf ball a little bit different. So it'll be a spectacle.
It's going to be great, man. 19 home runs he's got right now, third in the majors behind Vladimir Guerrero Jr. and Fernando Tatis Jr. They've got 22 apiece. Last night, the Yankees pulled off a rare triple play. It was 1-3-6, 2-5-6, as odd as you could get. Matter of fact, the first time this type of triple play has ever been pulled off.
Chop slowly. Oh, there's a situation at third. The throw is to first. Now they'll throw to second. Runners are hung up. They're going to come home with the throw. They have Simeon in a rundown. He's tagged out. Throw to third. It's a triple play. They pulled a triple play. Second one of the year, and this one falls under the heading of funky.
Funky. Michael K. on the Yes Network. So 1-3-6, 2-5-6. So the third baseman got two outs there, Mac. The number 6. 1 is the pitcher.
6 is
3
the
is the first
shortstop.
baseman. Oh, 6 is short?
Yeah, 5's third.
5 is third. My bad, man. Damn it.
He was testing.
How could I have missed that? No, I blew that one.
You were testing.
By the way, Arizona lost last night 10-3. They've lost 23 straight road games. That is a major league record. 2 games in the NBA playoffs tonight. A couple of number 1 seeds on the ropes. Can the Sixers come back? They've blown 2 huge leads. The Hawks up 3-2. They'll try to finish it off in Atlanta. Clippers minus Kawhi Leonard. They're at home at the Clip Joint in L.A. They'll try to finish off the Jazz. Last night, the Bucks beat the Nets. Game 7 from Brooklyn tomorrow. And how about Sadiq Bey of the Pistons? Named to the NBA All-Rookie First Team. Isaiah Stewart, Big Stu, made the All-Rookie Second Team. So a lot of what Troy Weaver has put together has come together beautifully, because guess what, on Tuesday? That's when the NBA draft lottery is. Can the Pistons get one of those top 3 picks? Well, guess who's going to be there to pull the card? None other than Big Ben Wallace. Keep your fingers crossed. We'll have plenty of coverage on that draft lottery coming up next week. Stanley Cup playoffs tonight. Game 3, Canadiens and Golden Knights from Montreal. Last night, Tampa beat the Isles 2-1. They take a 2-1 series lead. And let's get down to D-Mac for his second round of the U.S. Open, underway from Torrey Pines.
Shh, Maz, keep your voice down. We're here live on the field. Richard Bland, the Scotsman, still leads at 5 under. Russell Henley and Frankie Molinaro, Rafael Cabrera-Bello, who are 4 and 3 under. They are waiting to tee off. You can catch them after this show is over. Bubba Watson finished the day 4 under for
Nice,
-3. So Brooks Koepka -2, teeing off later. It's anybody's ball game still. Okay, they're teeing off here. Back to you, Maz.
Thanks, Mac. We got some news, by the way, on Brooks Koepka against Bryson DeChambeau. Another funny thing happened, and we'll show you what they did to each other. Well, let's take you back to 2013. We go to Miami. We go to Ray Allen, one of the greatest shooters of all time. He saved LeBron's ass, of course.
Bosh back out to Allen. His three-pointer. Bang! Tie game with 5 seconds remaining. Instant replay, enormous.
And Mike, Tim Duncan out of the game leads to the second shot, and clearly a three-point shot.
Sorry, Pilar. They had to beat your Spurs that night. I was rooting for the Spurs, by the way. And,
you know what? You can't win them all.
Can't win them all. But what Alex didn't show you is LeBron clanked one prior to that one. They had to get the offensive rebound and get it out to Ray Allen to save that game. They win it, of course. Happy 50th birthday to the swoosh.
Yo, Mars Blackman here with my main man, Michael Jordan. Yo, Mike, what makes you the best player in the universe? Is it the vicious stumps?
No, Mars.
Is it the haircut?
No, Mars.
Is it the shoes?
No, Mars.
Is it the extra long shorts?
No, Mars.
It's the shoes it, right?
Nah.
Is it the short socks?
No, Mars.
Money's gotta be the shoes. Shoes. You sure it's not the shoes?
I'm sure, Mars.
What about the shoes?
No, Mars.
Money's gotta be the shoes.
That was great, man. Back in the day.
I remember that
Mars
commercial.
Blackman and Michael Jordan. And we lost the great James Gandolfini 8 years ago. The great Tony Soprano dying way too early at 52 years of age. I still don't think he's gone because I watch The Sopranos all the time.
Yeah.
Maz, can I show you one thing? Can I add one more thing to the update?
Of course you can. You know that.
Do it.
You got carte blanche.
Well, this is something that you've made me load into the show for the last 5 days.
I think I know what it is.
And we haven't played it once. And I'm really interested to see it, and I want you guys to see it too. So here we go.
Oh, Cristiano.
Oh.
Look at this guy. Watch closely. Agua.
Coca-Cola.
That's Cristiano Ronaldo basically blowing a $1 billion deal with Coca-Cola, who has been the sponsor for, how do you pronounce it? UEFA?
Yeah, UEFA. They're still the sponsor, by the way. A lot of people forget that. They're still the sponsor. They just lost a bunch of shares from that.
Yeah, $5 million.
Was it 5? I thought it was $4 billion. $4 billion.
It was 4. It could have changed to 5, but there's
$4 billion.
Yeah, $4 billion with a B.
Yes, with a B.
But yeah, there's been a lot of stuff since then. Paul Pogba took out the Heineken brand or the Heineken bottle.
Heineken.
Because I guess he's Muslim, and I guess Muslims don't drink, so he took out the Heineken. There's been a bunch of people. There's an Italian guy who did that. The Russian coach actually opened up the Coke and drank some of it. So that was pretty cool. We have a caller. The only problem is we're having some issues here, so I cannot screen the person. So I have no clue who is on the line. We just hope it's a good one.
We have a qualifier.
Hope this person is very excited to win some crypto.
All right, mystery caller. Who are you?
Hello.
Mystery caller.
Mystery caller.
Hello?
Oh, no.
Well, the caller's on the line, so...
Try it again.
Well, try to get his information, his or hers.
He can't talk to him.
talk to him.
Can't talk.
Oh, man. Is there a different number they can call?
No.
Well, maybe...
Call Fish's cell phone now.
Call Fish's cell phone.
I am not pulling an art. I will not be doing that.
Okay, I'll tell you. Phone caller, hang up and call right back, and we'll see if we can get you on.
Yep. Try again.
That's what we can do.
313-552-6322. You know, I would really love to have a sit down with Cristiano and just kind of ask him, like, to me, I feel like this might have had something to do, and I haven't fully read up on it, and I don't really think he has said much to it after it, right, as to why he did this or why he felt this way. But when you see a soccer player collapse on the field with a heart condition, it just days prior, you know what?
Oh, so you
I would be like,
Coca-Cola.
no, I would be
Oh
like,
my
no,
God.
I would be like, just keep crap out of my system,
That's not the point.
out of
The point of the
everything.
matter
like,
is this guy makes so much money. And
I
got
don't disagree
this
with
day
that.
And age,
That's the only reason he
Listen,
did it.
this
I don't
day and
disagree
age,
with that.
right? When you have as much power or whatever, you're not going to, just because if it's not your sponsor, that's not Ronaldo's sponsor, obviously they're not paying his. So you can do whatever you want, get rid of this, get rid of that. It's this. The people that are the sponsors have to understand
right
that that's not it.
I mean, it would be like if there was an athlete that the sanctioning sport was sponsored by somebody that was like Marlboro or something, a cigarette, and they don't believe in smoke. But I'm just saying, like, you know what I mean? And then or just anything that you don't really believe in.
The Winston Cup, remember?
Yeah. Do you have to?
That's what I'm
keep it
saying.
next
If
to
it's
you?
a national, it's not your personal
Right, that's what I'm
sponsor
saying.
or
It's
your
a
team
national
sponsor
sponsor.
that you're representing or getting paid by. Why wouldn't you do that?
By the way, Cristiano, that drink you were drinking, that agua, it was Dasani. Coke owns them.
Was it Dasani?
Yeah.
I thought
So,
I didn't see any
technically
label
he
behind
didn't do
it.
anything wrong
There you
moving the
go.
Coke out of the way, going,
Yeah.
this is a better Coke product. That's what Cristiano Ronaldo was doing. He was going, people, I don't know if you know this, but Coke represents both of these, and the agua is better for you.
Right.
Like, big...
You know what? On Monday,
I can go for a Coke right now.
I was gonna say, on Monday, I'm gonna see if I can find. Well, I can't find my original, like 8th grade science project.
What'd you
for my
do? Drop
science fair.
something in the Coke and it exploded?
No,
What'd you do?
no. I'd like to see if I can somehow. I'd have to go to like a junkyard for it and do the experiment here.
Okay.
I'm gonna do some work on this.
It's not going to be sloppy, is it?
No, it's not
Okay.
sloppy at all.
All right, do it.
All right.
Let's do science projects.
That's what I'm going to tell you about. That was the day that I never drank a Coca-Cola again.
It took a stain out or something like that?
No.
Oh, it burned. It was like bleach. It burned through the table. Okay.
No.
Bring
no,
it
no,
on
no.
in,
You'll
and then
see.
when you're done pouring your Coke out, give me the rest.
I'll give you the rest.
Give me the rest.
Yes, but when I saw what it did in my science experiment,
All right.
it changed the
I
way.
can't wait to see your science
All
experiment.
right, and now you're going to put me to work. I'm going to have to
Yes.
go find. Do they even have pick and pulls anymore?
They got junkyards.
They do.
Of course.
Okay, where are they?
Is that what a
Just
pick
gotta
and
call
pull
up.
is?
Yeah, you
Just
pick
look
it
under
and you pull
junkyards.
it.
Just go to Google.
Take it out. All right, that's
Search
what I'm
the
going to do.
closest one.
All right, let's get to this NFL, coming to terms with the NFLPA, placing some heavy restrictions on non-vaccinated players. But before we get to that, we're going to take a quick break. So nobody go anywhere. You're tuning into The Hook on Woodward Sports Network.
Welcome to the newest Bridge Street Exchange, not only in downtown Fenton, now in the Somerset Collection. Located on the second level, south side, right next to Lululemon and Starbucks. This is where you can get all the hottest barware, or men's grooming products, or clothing, or... Oh, that's what you meant. Don't forget they got some cool hats too, and it's a lot of great local Michigan-owned companies that you're supporting.
And don't forget, all under $3.
You're such a loser. But for real, take advantage. 15% off if you come in here. Tell Kevin that Woodward Sports sent you. Or stop!
Hey guys, it's Maz for Legacy Partners Insurance. If you want the best deal, you need a local agent that knows the local insurance market. That's why you go to our newest sponsor, Legacy Partners Insurance. I've been working with them for a long time now, and I even have my own team. They call it Team Maz. They're independent, so they get lots of quotes and make the carriers compete for your business. They shop between 7 and 10 carriers for personal. That means your car insurance, your home insurance, or if you need commercial accounts for your business, they shop 50 carriers. They've been doing this for over 100 years, so you can trust them. It's a no-brainer. If you haven't had your insurance quoted this year, give them a call, 586-209-4106, or their website, Legacy Partners INS, insurance for short, legacypartnersins.com, and give them a holler and tell them Team Maz sent you.
Welcome back to The Hook on Woodward Sports Network. You know what? I love what people are doing on our social media right now at Woodward Sports across the board. They are trying to guess what my science experiment was.
I just guessed like 5 of them.
Jenna said rust off of a bumper.
Oh. Jenna's done that before.
Tried to take the rust
sure-
off of
just
a
saying.
bumper.
I'm sure she did.
But I feel like she's pretty close.
Yeah.
Pretty darn close.
So it cleans your insides out.
Congrats to Tammy. She qualified earlier today for the promo, $25,000 kick for crypto.
And she won a Coast product.
What a lucky
she's
day! Oh
dominating.
my gosh!
She's dominating the
Plays
dojo.
the play. They say, hey, it's the real
Good for
deal.
her.
Holyfield, you want to get involved?
Good for her.
You got a ticket.
Jenna,
All you gotta
call
do is
in,
get
Jenna.
involved.
Yeah.
The even better story is, so yesterday, Sean did a keyword and had the Facebook people just type in the chat, and whoever's first pops up wins. Today they did YouTube, and Tammy's normally on Facebook. She went over to YouTube and she won there.
Nice. That's a good idea.
Way.
That's a good
Wow.
idea. Way.
All right, well, congrats, Tammy. That's awesome.
She is
Tammy said you
dominating.
can also clean your toilet bowl with it.
Oh, that's good. I ran out of comments.
Don't use a Coke.
I would never use a Coke.
Oh my gosh.
Blasphemy.
Why
Walter
waste
says
it?
it has to rust. I think he means it has to be rust. Yeah, it's definitely within.
Don't guess
all
anymore. We
that.
want to see
I love
it.
that. I love
I
that.
want to see her science project.
Okay. Ed, Coke cleans up rust and can remove some paint. Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much what it does. But I'm gonna do this science
I
experiment.
want to see it. I want to see it in front of my eyes.
Yes. Okay. All right. So
Somebody
let's
grab me a
get
Coke, please.
to
I know.
this.
I'm dying for one. Birmingham roast, 2 Cokes, please,
Right.
and an agua.
And an agua for this one over here, please. All right, so let's get to all this craziness going around with the NFLPA and the NFL coming to an agreement to update the COVID-19 protocols. Here we go. Protocols for the 2021 training camp and preseason. Per source. So this still hasn't necessarily been extended into the regular season, but at least through preseason. So here is a video that we have with Tom Pelissero basically breaking it down for us.
Okay, the NFL and NFLPA have agreed on COVID protocols for the 2021 training camp and preseason. For vaccinated players and staff, it is going to be largely a return to normal. For unvaccinated players and staff, 2021 is going to feel a lot like 2020 with continued major restrictions. That includes daily COVID testing, mandatory masks and social distancing, quarantine if you have a high-risk close contact exposure. A player still won't be allowed to eat with teammates in the cafeteria. They can't use the sauna or the steam room. In travel, you can't go and see friends and family. You can't even leave your hotel to eat if you are unvaccinated. There also is continued threat of punishment for unvaccinated individuals who violate any protocols. You're also not allowed to gather away from the field, no meetings away from the facility, no practices away from the facility. You can't go to bars, to nightclubs, to house parties, to concerts, up to a $50,000 fine for first offenders. So the NFL has focused on education to this point, as well as incentives to get vaccinated. Over half of NFL players have gotten at least one shot. Now there is also the threat of punishment and not being able to return to normal. One other thing that won't be quite normal in 2021, fans will be permitted at training camp, but they have to be more than 20 feet away from all Tier 1 staff and players at all times, and no interaction with players, okay?
Sounds great. Sounds wonderful for those guys that are vaccinated. But the guys that aren't vaccinated, it looks like it's 2020 all over again for you guys.
Back to Australia, the leper colony.
Yep.
I mean,
Back in the day, I mean, holy, like, is that not? And I'm going to make a joke here, but like pretty much like that's a jail sentence, isn't it?
Well, I certainly feel that the players that are not vaccinated and can't go to clubs and bars and all these other social outings, at least they're going to stay out of trouble.
Forget that. Sauna and
yeah.
whirlpool and
They
training
can only be
facility
15 people at a time in the training, like in the weight rooms and stuff, if they are not vaccinated. If you are vaccinated, it doesn't matter. So Cole Beasley, who's been very outspoken about this, he's one of the players.
Buffalo Bills.
Yep, who's one of the players who's been. Sam Darnold has been one of the guys who's not okay with all this. He started this whole thing by saying, "This is crazy. Did we vote on this? I stay in the hotel. We still have meetings. We'll all be together. Vaccinated players can go out of the hotel and bring COVID back in to where I am. So what does it matter if I stay in the hotel now?" And then he also went on to say, which is a very true point, right?
Yep.
I mean, you can still carry COVID-19
Vaccinated
if you're
people
vaccinated.
can too, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. If you're vaccinated. And the worst is that you can be asymptomatic because you're vaccinated and be carrying it and bring it to other people that may be vaccinated and can still get it, that are not vaccinated and can still get it. So he said, so what does it matter if I stay in the hotel now? And then he went on to say, 100% immune with vaccination? Question, no. So he brought up that point, and of course everybody goes on him, and then he goes on to say, the Players Association is a joke. Call it something different. It's not for the players. Everyone gives me the 98% of the people who are vaccinated don't get COVID again. The odds of me getting in the NFL and playing for 10 years are lower than that, and I'm here. I think he meant getting hurt is what he meant.
And 46 minutes ago, he puts this out. This is fresh. Look, I'm going to live my one life like I want to regardless. Everyone, hi, I'm Cole Beasley, and I'm not vaccinated. I'll be outside doing what I do. I'll be out in the public. If you're scared of me, steer clear or get vaccinated, point blank, period. I might die of COVID, but I'd rather die actually living. I have family members whose days are numbered. If they want to come see me and stay at my house, then they're coming regardless of protocol. I don't play for the money anymore. My family's been taken care of. Find me if you want. My way of living and my values are more important to me than a dollar. I love my teammates, enjoy playing ball because all the outside BS goes out the window in these moments. I just want to win the Super Bowl and enjoy these relationships that was created the way I did it. I'm not going to take meds for a leg that isn't broken. I'd rather take my chances with COVID and build up my immunity. Then he goes on, eat better, drink water, exercise, do what I think is necessary to be a healthy individual. That is my choice, based on my experiences and what I think is best. I'll play for free this year to live free and how I've lived from day one. If I'm forced into retirement, so be it. I've enjoyed these times I've had. I'll get ready to live freely with my wife, kids, and extended family forever. We'd get to enjoy the times that we missed from the sacrifices we've had to make just so I could play this wonderful game. So either way, it's a win. And ending, that's where I stand. Thank you for everyone who has been supportive throughout this process. A lot of other NFL players hold my position as well, but aren't in the right place in their careers to be so outspoken. I feel for you, and I'm hoping I'm doing my part to represent you guys well. Cole Beasley. Mac?
Love it.
Sounds like you.
Well, it does. You just be the self-awareness and stuff, and it goes back to the imperative part is like he said. He doesn't have to worry about the dollar. His family's set so he can be more himself where other guys can't. I think it gets back to Calvin Johnson sitting in that chair across from us yesterday, and the most important thing, it's a self-awareness, but he, said what he said, but the thing is that he's at peace where he's at with what he's done. That's all that matters. I look at and that's what Cole Beasley's saying. I think what you're learning, Maz, and this is what I'm going to say, through this COVID, but on the whole, as a human being population, there's been more self-awareness to what's important moving forward. So, Cole Beasley makes a stand that the game is the game, and we realize that we're not just a piece of meat anymore, right? And these guys that are in the position can sort of speak on it, but that's that's Cole Beasley speaking up to what he believes is his truth that hopefully other guys can get behind, that it's not the same thing. And I concur. I mean, whether I agree or I don't agree, it's the fact that I agree that he speaks his truth.
Amen.
Yeah. I think that a lot of it just comes down to people do need to be able to have a choice of what they put into their body. And I feel that if this was something that was 100% proven to say you cannot get COVID, then that would be a different discussion altogether. But I also think that this should also be, like he said in his very first tweet, something that they should be talked about with the players, right? And it should have been,
but we have the same complaint in the NHLPA back in the day or whatever. Now it's better with Glenn Healy at the helm. But
Maurice Smith is obviously a guy that they got to get rid of him. Yeah, they got to get rid of him.
The Major League Baseball Players Association is the strongest out of anybody
like the Teamsters.
else. Right? Exactly. Yeah. Now, the NBA was probably second, and then ours is better. The NHL is better than the NFLPA.
That's amazing.
But we feel the same way. A lot of the time, that's why a lot of us former players and a lot of the enforcers, just like Rob and Calvin, have taken upon ourselves to help each other, right? And that's what we're doing. We call it OSB.
Hey, starting Tuesday, Michigan is open. I mean, it's taken us a while to get to that place. But Governor Whitmer obviously realized, I think I might have taken this a little too long.
Yeah.
And she finally said, look, I think it's obviously late in the game, but June 22nd, NBA draft lottery night, and Michigan, your free day. So I guess enjoy it. That's all you can do, and try to stay as healthy as you can.
So this is something that I just had to go to the CDC.gov to make sure that
Not
nothing.
the CDC.
Not the
But just,
Please.
I know,
Not the
but
CDC.
Not the
no,
dot
but
gov.
before I said anything, I just because things
Not
change.
the rules.
Not the gov.
This is still for emergency use by FDA. So this is approved by the FDA under emergency use. So until I feel that it's no longer under emergency use.
Is it FDA approved?
It's FDA approved for emergency
Yeah, but not
use.
FDA
So it's
approved.
not fully
Right.
FDA. It is fully FDA approved, but as an emergency FDA approval is basically
So
what
they
it was.
rushed it.
It was an emergency FDA approval, right?
Yeah.
So until it is no longer under an emergency FDA approval, I feel that no employer should come to anybody and push this vaccine for no reason. Whether even if you're going to come at them and say it shouldn't even be unless medical or religious reasons. As long as it's under an emergency FDA approval, I don't think employers should push that. That's my opinion, right? I'll also say this.
If you look at the article, it's the PA. It's the employees that are pushing it, right?
So it's the
shook hands with the devil.
NFLPA and the NFL.
No, but the
came to
NFLPA,
agreement.
right?
The Players
places
Association.
NHLP. That's as a player. That's
Correct.
ours. They place the restrictions in
No,
accordance.
they came to agreement with
But
the
what I'm
NFL.
It's the NFL. It's big business. It's the empire.
Right.
So they crumble again without taking, the players into account. All of the players.
Sure.
At the end of the day, what's going to happen if this is mandate? Beasley's going to not
Retire.
play.
Yeah, absolutely. And some people feel that strong, but Cole Beasley, like he said, has been playing in this league for 10 years. He can walk away from the game. There's some guys that are brand new to the game. There's some guys that are,
That wasted all their money. That still want to play and have to play. There's guys
there
that
are
have to play.
guys that haven't made their money, that are still young, that maybe weren't drafted.
or
You know
blew
what
it.
I'm saying? Like, there's guys that need this still. So I don't think that that's right. I will also say this. I feel weird almost whenever I walk into a place and I'm still wearing my mask, right? I know people that are vaccinated that are still wearing masks.
I don't begrudge you for wearing your
not-
mask. If you want to wear it, go
If
ahead.
I want to wear it, I want
I
to wear
go
it, right?
at Kroger. I look at everyone. I still say hi to
Right,
everyone, whether you have
sure.
a mask on or not.
So-
I'm like, hey, how you doing? Hey, I'm good. I'm good. But a lot of those people that wear
Nobody-
masks, they're looking at us that don't wear a mask, and they're either saying
It's-
you're an asshole or I wonder how that guy is thinking of me. So I just think
I would assume that you're not wearing a mask because you're vaccinated, because that's what the
Well, you can't
current
assume that.
law is. But I am assuming that people are following the laws because I believe in following the laws. I believe that.
We know you
I
do.
believe that. That's what I'm saying. So if somebody's
you
in a
do. By the
place
book, Pilar.
and not
Malva
wearing
You
a
got
mask,
Milano cookie and Malva toast.
I'm gonna believe that they're
more like a
vaccinated.
matzah.
But let me
Matzah?
just say
Yeah.
this: I went to go get my hair cut today, and it's the first time I got it cut in a minute, right? Because it's so hard to get a hair appointment sometimes because we're not at full capacity yet. So my hairdresser was not wearing a mask. I was wearing a mask. He didn't ask me, hey, are you vaccinated? Are you sick? He didn't ask me anything other than, do you feel comfortable if I'm not wearing a mask as well? And I said, that is so polite and just thoughtful. And
Well, you're paying him.
But it doesn't matter.
No,
It doesn't matter. There's
I
a
agree,
sense
it's
of like,
thoughtful. Where it's
oh my
respect.
God,
Just treat
yes.
everybody
And it
with
wasn't
respect.
like, instead of scrutinizing me of, hey, either she's scared out of her mind and got vaccinated and still thinks that it can still be spread, so she's still being crazy wearing a mask, or, oh my goodness, she's not vaccinated. She didn't ask me anything. He said, are you comfortable if I'm not wearing a mask? And I was like, yeah, that's
good,
totally fine. So I feel that people just need to stop being jerks. Just let people be. Just let people be.
Okay,
That's
you
my
talk to the
opinion.
NFLPA then.
Well, I think that Cole Beasley is right in saying they should have asked the players about this and
Yeah.
asked the players how they feel about it, because he was
They
absolutely
did ask the
right.
players, but they only asked a few of them.
Right. They didn't ask all of them.
Right.
And the other thing that they did, and
They just
how
asked the
hard is it,
vaccinated
but how
ones.
hard would it be, Tom Mazaway, to send out an email that would just say
I'm sure
everybody.
they did. I'm sure they did.
He said no.
Okay, maybe not then.
No. So that's my thing. And then, but Tom, he's right. What if everybody goes out and they're vaccinated, they're acting reckless, and then they can still bring it back to the people that aren't vaccinated? So why are you making the people that aren't vaccinated stay inside?
Well,
it's pointless.
That's going to be an NFL thing. They're the boss.
Yeah, I mean,
if you want to play in the NFL, these are their rules.
I hear you, but I don't think it's right. I don't think it's fair.
It's not about fair or right or wrong. It's about the why.
Right. Right.
The why is because the NFL has the most power. They can do whatever they want.
I mean, obviously, but all right, guys, keep letting us know your thoughts on our social media at Woodward Sports. When we come back, it's time for us to get to a little bit of Pit Boss with D-Max. So don't go anywhere. You're tuning in to The Hook on Woodward Sports Network.
Tony is a third-generation logger that has a simple, practical approach to life and work. That's why his Coast DX342 knife is perfect for him. The stainless steel blade is rust-resistant and made for all-weather use. And the double roll-lock safety ensures that it will never inadvertently close when he doesn't want it to. That's why Coast is trusted tough.
Happy Friday, y'all. D-Mac here for 8 Mile award-winning vodka, because it's not the what, it's the who, it's the people behind that are my family. But if you are inclined, like Pilar, to indulge in the greatest vodka that Detroit has ever made, let me tell you why. Because 8 Mile vodka, born in Detroit, distilled in single 90-liter batches to allow for optimal quality control, carbon filtered, aerated, and bottled at the perfect time to produce a subtle taste with smooth finish and a character all its own. Enjoy this exceptional vodka. You can go to any Meijer store and buy it, or any bar in your area. Order this. Or if you're like Pilar and you're going to take this bottle home and drink it, she's going to drink it responsibly. You should too. 8 Mile vodka. Tell them D-Mac sent you.
Second base! First or last, baby! You know! Well, I mean, I wake up in the morning, I piss excellence.
Yes, I do. Yeah. Thank you, Richard Bobby III. Anyways, guys, here we go today. We got the back to Nashville. Yes, Nashville Speedway for the Nashville 400 now. New track. So what do? And this is the big thing this year, because COVID and the restrictions and the fans. The Cup Series gets practice time, which means guys will get on the track. So in doing that, I have a great feeling this week for our boys Kyle Busch and Brad Keselowski. But understand this, Hendrick Motorsports and the 5 Kyle Larson, he's plus 280, which in a NASCAR race is ridiculous, but it shows the onslaught. But put those up there again, Alex, please. We're going Kyle Busch plus 900, Brad Keselowski plus 13. Joey Logano and William Byron at 13 and 12 are good value there, but Hendricks Motorsports is running the way. I don't see anything changing anytime soon except new tracks. So it'll be interesting. 400 miles, shorter race this Sunday.
You look good in that picture.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Better than your hair today.
The hair's all good under the hat mask.
It's great. His hair looks great.
I have no business talking hair.
Exactly.
That's why I let you talk.
Not only that,
so
it's
jealous.
crazy and humid outside. I mean,
and my hair goes crazy humid.
That's what happens. So
you sound like Cheryl, by the way.
Oh, really?
She keeps going, I'm coming home to cut that hair. I'm coming home to cut that
your
hair.
Hair.
Cheryl, get him. Get him.
Not a chance.
We'll send you home. We'll send you home a Coast knife.
Not a chance.
Cut it right off
my
with the knife.
goodness.
Don't give her a knife.
Yeah. Oh,
she's
my
not allowed.
goodness.
No. Thanks a lot, buddy.
Right.
Buddy.
Right. All right. Good stuff there with your Pit Boss.
Thank you.
So let's get to some D-Max Stanley Cup playoff update.
Yeah, well, we mentioned it last night, and you know what? It's not. Mads is a little sour and stuff like that. The Islanders, we know we took them at home last night, going to use the crowd, but Tampa Bay showing that prowess of being Stanley Cup repeat champions. Going into tonight's game, though, we don't have to worry about that. On Saturday, you would expect the Islanders need to win this to force it, the series back 2-2. I expect them to have a better effort, and it's very important for them to get out first. Now, tonight, the other series, we have Montreal And the Vegas Knights, going back to Montreal, this is where you look for Vegas to step up and show the dominance, a la what Tampa did last night. One of the things I want you to look for is that if Chandler Stevenson, who is one of the top 6 players for Vegas, is out, inserted into the lineup last night, and I forgot to bring it up, was Patrick Brown. And why should you know Patrick Brown? Not just because he was the captain of Cranbrook School, but Dougie Brown's son, and skates, plays hard, plays a little more physical than the old man, but a big part of that fourth line. So look for him with Carrier and Reeves out there tonight.
Is he one of the heirs of the New York Football Giants?
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Smartest guy, teammate ever played with Doug Brown. Why? Because he married into the Mara family. And they own the Giants. Buggy down, smartest kid out there. He's American.
Son of a gun.
He was Brown off.
He is. He's a Russian. He's a Russian.
But it's great, the lineage, and as we get older to see stuff like that. So should be interesting.
How's that home ice tonight in Montreal?
Yeah, you know what?
What, do they have 10 people there?
No, I think they're going to have 3,500.
Oh, 3,500.
But see, Maz, that's the one thing. If they pack that house coming home and stuff like that, that I just think the atmosphere that, when you play on the road and you're an experienced team, it's almost easier to play on the road when you're a veteran team because you don't have all the noise and stuff. So I expect that out of Tampa.
How about that 89 draft that you sent me a text on?
Wait,
the Red Wings 89
let's
draft.
preface this, right? Because
Today.
here's the thing. If you know, obviously, my favorite thing about Tom Mazaway is this day in sports and stuff like this. But he will tend to miss them. He only misses the ones that I'm involved in. But don't worry about it. That's love.
Dink sends them to me.
Right? But I will find different things and send. Like this day. But you have to tell me this. I want you to give it.
Okay.
Because this day in sports in what year?
1989.
1989. So, Pilar, we're going to go back 32 years ago.
The great Jimmy Devellano at the helm.
Yes. Great Jimmy Devellano at
Drafting for the Detroit Red Wings. Scotty Bowman wasn't there yet, so I guess that would have been Brian Murray.
Brian Murray, yep.
Rest in peace.
Absolutely. And this is where it all starts as far as building the pieces. But what happened in that draft?
Listen to this draft, folks. With the 53rd pick in the 1989 NHL draft, 53rd.
Third round.
The Detroit Red Wings select Nicholas Lidstrom.
He's pretty
Sweden.
good. He's
pretty good.
Pretty good, Pilar. Only arguably the greatest defenseman of all time. Number 5.
The Detroit Red Wings are on the clock for the 74th pick in the NHL draft. The Detroit Red Wings select Sergei Fedorov from Russia.
He's pretty good, too.
Yeah.
He wasn't
Rumor
bad.
has it.
Won a bunch of cups. These are guys, I won cups with him, too.
116 pick. Red Wings on the clock. They select Dallas Drake.
Won a cup with him in 08. Played my first
Great
year,
name.
93 with him. And then listen, I played my first year and my second last year with Dallas Drake and won a cup with him.
And with one of the last picks in the NHL draft, pick number 221, the Detroit Red Wings select Vladdy Konstantinov, Russian Army.
Hey, you know what? There's only 7, 8. There's only 10 cups between those 4 guys.
Is that all?
That's amazing.
Yeah,
Isn't that something?
That's all?
But so if you look at that,
Happy anniversary,
so
Jimmy
look
D.
at that. Let's break. This is important, right? So 89 to 97 is 8 years, right? So
that is.
So let's do the math here, Alex. You're the youngest. So I'm going to go to you. 8 years subtract 2023, 24, 25 is what? 2017, 18. So we're in the middle.
What the heck?
In 2025, you subtract 2024, 25 in 2-3 years when the Wings are going to be relevant and everything else. Follow with me here.
Yeah,
we
subtract
weren't quite
8
sure.
years, which means a 17, 18, 19 drafts.
really hard.
The drafts that are coming in now, the players that are coming in now are the guys.
Gotcha.
Above the rim conversation, Alex. That's why it was between you and I.
High five,
Thanks,
Mac.
Mac.
Well, it was difficult because
Stick
you were
your
like
high five.
you
Mac,
were
come on.
moving the numbers.
That's why I got my gloves on.
You were moving the numbers so fast. I wasn't quite sure
gotta
exactly
keep
what
up.
you were doing. I know. Fish, what do you have for us?
We got a crypto winner after the long 90 billion minutes of,
Who's our crypto winner?
clicking and figuring out and stressing out and heart rate above 1 million. Jenna Newman is the crypto
Hello,
winner.
Newman.
Jenna.
Hello,
Hold on, I
Oh,
got something
that's
for
why
you.
she was saying she got
Bring
the
this up.
text. She said she'll reply shortly.
Whoops. wrong one.
Hello, Jerry.
Hello, Newman.
So
Serenity now.
Don said after all that, D-Mac, we need a forensic accountant with a calculator for that.
That's right.
It was a bit crazy.
And hey, Pilar, this is what I'll just say. Hashtag Iser plan. Boom, done.
There you go. Charlie on social media also wants to know where people can get your shirt.
Oh, my shirt, DarrenMcCarty.com.
All right.
And if I'll be out at the greenhouse tomorrow with Calvin Johnson, Rob Sims.
That's right. Plug that again. Out in Walled Lake. The greenhouse.
Noon tomorrow, the dog rescue, art fair, unveiling of the Underground Railroad Banks House.
Yep, saving that house.
Which the first doctor in Michigan, I believe you regaled us with that yesterday, Tom.
First female doctor in Michigan.
So we're going to be there talking cannabis and enjoying the brand. But DarrenMcCarty.com, you can get this.
There you have
Can
it.
I get one of those shirts
Tell
out of
Jerry
the
Millen,
kindness of your
Woodward
heart?
Sports sent you.
What's that, Alex?
Can I get one of those shirts just out of the, because I'm a good guy?
Red or black?
I'll go with red.
Okay.
Yeah, looks
I
good
feel
on
like
you.
red would look good on you, Maui.
No, don't call me that, Pilar. It's just Alex.
Mac,
for you.
I'll take
Just
black.
Alex for me.
Want black? All right.
It's
Well, the
Alex
one-
for everyone, Pilar.
The one that you gave me from Fight Night at the Joe,
Yeah.
Big Tone stole it.
Of course he did.
Big
It was
Tone.
actually for Big Tone.
My
Hey, Big
goodness,
Tone, you
I
got
loved
yeah,
it.
exactly.
But he went
Is that the one
online.
that fed you grapes? And what country was that?
I fed him grapes.
Oh, what country was that in?
In New Zealand, boo. In New Zealand. But he did go on the website of the company that makes those shirts and bought a bunch of shirts. So
Good.
I hope that that's somehow affiliated with you because
Stay on the mic there, Pilar.
because he bought quite a bunch of merchandise from them.
Well, then you know what? Then your composter should be cool, and you're not maker.
Look at how
milker.
happy Fish is still about the New Zealand
New
thing.
Zealand. Hey, Maz.
Yeah.
Going back to what you said about giving Cheryl the knife to cut D-Mac's hair, giving Cheryl the knife, Don says, Maz, don't promise stuff that you can't deliver.
Oh, come on, Donnie.
And Walter says,
I deliver.
if Cheryl cuts D-Mac's hair, Maz should have to wear a New England Tom Brady jersey.
Man, Walt, you won't give that up, will you? I'm not putting that thing on.
That's funny.
I ain't cutting my hair.
Yeah.
The only way I put it on is if it's in tangerine, red, and white. That's the old Bucko Bruce colors. The old Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That's
Well,
it.
I feel like you're lying to us. I feel like
No, if someone gave me that, I would wear it. I would wear it on the air.
Okay, well,
I
you
won't
know
buy it, though.
You know what's going to happen. Someone in the next, let's say, 2 months, 3 months is
We'll
going
see.
to get you a shirt, and you're gonna be like, I can't wear it. You're gonna be like,
I'll wear
is
it.
that
No,
Garrett
it's
Cole?
Maz. Fish, I'll tell you this about Maz.
That's messed up.
I don't know. I
Garrett
don't
Cole?
know.
Was that Garrett Cole?
That's what he said. You're going to
Nice.
like Garrett
Good
Cole.
for you.
I don't even know what to say. That's what he said.
No, Mazway,
That was
hey, this
great.
is one thing about Tom Mazway. If he sits here and puts his foot in his mouth and says that he does it, whether he agrees, he'll walk out of here and go, stupid. So
Yeah.
somebody send him the jersey, he'll wear it because he has to. Serenity now.
Oh, my goodness.
Serenity now.
All right, who wants to have some fun with Charles Barkley? Because it's always fun to have fun with Charles Barkley. So nobody go anywhere
I
because
love Chuck.
that is what we are going to do up next
Terrible.
here on The Hook. Don't go
Terrible.
anywhere.
Terrible.
You don't fumble the ball at work. Hey, Drake Bell, Sean Baligian. See you guys next weekend.
Thanks, Mike.
Oh, Bell soft. Wait till it comes.
Corey's been wearing this LeBron James jersey around the network. It's been falling down a lot.
And you know, really, that's it. Dan Campbell is gonna be the man for the Lions. Don't you agree, Corey? I didn't even touch you.
But I got to say this about the Milwaukee Bucks. I think the Milwaukee Bucks are going to win the world championship. I really do. But they got to be the dumbest team. They make, between stupid fouls and bad shots, not taking advantage of mismatches.
Can I go there? Because that's where I'm going.
I feel the same, Chuck. I feel the same.
Now listen, that was Chuck on Tuesday night when the Bucks were beating the Nets by 17 points. Let's fast forward to the end of that game. This was Charles Barkley after the Nets beat that team that he said was going to win the championship.
That was embarrassing for basketball. To lose that game, to have that. Like, you could tell they were going to lose the game at halftime.
Well, should the coaching staff eat too?
You know my rule about saying people should get fired. I don't think it's our job to say somebody should get fired. But, you know, Ernie, you go back.
Ernie.
When you do dumb stuff
and
it works, you keep doing dumb stuff.
You keep doing dumb stuff.
You sit there, when they were doing dumb stuff in game 1 and game 2, you're like, well, that's how they play, Chuck. I'm like, so? They're killing them in the paint, but they're going to keep jacking up threes just because that's how they play. You played to, like Herm Edwards said, you played to win the game. And that was one of the dumbest games. And, man, I am so mad right now because they got a bunch of really good guys, and they played dumb, and they deserve to lose that game. And, hey, shout out to Kevin Durant and Jeff Green. But, man, the other team had something to do with it. That was awful basketball.
Oh.
Hey, for the rest of this segment, you guys have to talk with your left arm, like, out. Like...
I love Chuck.
Leaning against like the table for support.
I know.
Yeah, like that.
He went on with that guy that talked like him. He went on the Philadelphia station, The Fan, and did 45 minutes with the Chuck sound-alike the other day. It was really fun to hear, and that's the reason I couldn't get the Chuck sound-alike on our show, because he's on the air at the same time.
The bottom line, though, is with what Chuck said, is that's what they did. They listened to him. Giannis played inside all night. They pushed the ball down low. They played to their strength. That's why he said they're the team that's going to win the championship. Now, whether you agree or not, they should be the one that moves on. They stayed the healthiest, but they played dumb basketball.
We'll see how they go tomorrow, because Game 7 tomorrow is in Brooklyn. So Game 7 for all the marbles there to move on to the Eastern Finals. That team the winner there will play the winner of, well, the Sixers and Hawks. And the other night, Philly blew 3 nights ago, they blew an 18-point lead. A couple nights ago, they blew a 26-point lead. This was Chuck after they blew that 26-point lead to the Hawks.
This was a complete choke job. You don't be up 26 in a must-win game.
Did they just stop playing? Did they just stop doing what had gotten them there?
I'm not even... Listen, first of all, you gave up 40 points in the last quarter. You're up 26. First of all, you should have been mad from the last game when you gave up the 18-point lead. You come home, you play, you're fantastic, you get up 26. But the problem, Ernie, is they brag about how good they are defensively. Talking about, well, I should be the defensive player of the year, I should be the defensive player of the year. I'm like, yo, man, you gave up 40 at home in a playoff game. They just choked that away. I could get here and say Lou Williams was fantastic and Gallinari was fantastic to get them back in the game. Then Trey finished it off.
The Sixers got their chance to get back in it tonight. Do any of you think Philly wins tonight to keep alive?
No, I got Atlanta.
I say, and I just want it to be over. Just, no. For the sake of, to live to die another day.
Well, I'd like to see games. I'd like to see all of them go to Game 7s, but we'll see how it goes tonight. But these guys have such a good time. Last night I put on the Nets game for just a little bit because I was watching the Islanders. Now I was watching the Yankee games. I was switching all over the place. So I'm trying to find TNT. I put TNT on, and the guys are off. The NBA on TNT is not on. The big guys are not in the studio. And like today, I go to look for my sound to see if any of them said anything funny. They had the night off, so it kind of pissed me off. Well, upset me a little bit. But look at these guys the night before they have a day off, having fun at the end of the show.
Oh, get out here!
They're playing dodgeball.
I love this.
Chuck, you're out.
Oh, Chuck's
Too bad
out
we
for a
don't have
minute.
enough room in here to play dodgeball.
Chuck, you're out for a second.
Oh, Chuck. You over the line, Ernie. You over the line.
You over the line, Ernie. You over the line.
I got to catch one.
Hey, Chuck's out. Don't worry about it.
I got to catch one. Ernie, what you think of?
He took it out the
That was an accident. Come on, Chuck. Hey, man, I got a bad shoulder. You got to hear me by myself. The balls are soft. I can't even throw a ball. Kitty, that was an accident, Kitty. My bad. Soft, man. They don't hurt. My bad. That was an accident.
He's your teammate.
I got out there so quick. I quit.
Come on, Ernie. Oh,
You know
Mama.
what?
That's good.
That is how you go home after a day of work and be like, damn, I had so much fun
Yep.
at work today. It doesn't even matter how the show was. If at the very end you guys can play like that, you go home and you're like,
Yep.
man,
That
that
was
was
their
such
Friday.
a fun
But I
show.
think the whole point, right? Because we all agree it's one of the greatest shows on
Absolutely.
TV because of the chemistry and the fact that that's them all the time and they're messing around like that.
Yeah.
It's no show. That's the real deal.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
I love it.
That
Kenny
looks
took
like
that in the
fun.
side of the head.
It was so funny.
When Charles is out, Ernie's telling Charles, "You're out, and Shaq just keeps throwing the ball at him. Oh, too funny.
That's some good stuff.
I would not mind working with those guys.
Alex, what do you have?
Fun
for
fact for you guys, if the Sixers and the Jazz both lose tonight, it'll be the first time since 1984 that both one seeds did not make it to the conference finals.
Since 84?
Since 84.
Wow. Dun, dun, dun.
Ain't going to happen, though. Ain't that going to happen. Utah will win tonight. Hands
Utes.
down. The Utes will blow out the Clippers tonight.
Oh.
And you know
In
I'm a
LA?
Clipper guy.
Did you
No,
not
no,
just
really,
say
you
a
lost your
few
house to
weeks
me on the
ago
Clippers.
that the Clippers were going to win the series? Is that
Yeah, but that was
something-
before Kawhi Leonard went out. If Kawhi Leonard's there, they win. Without him, they're not going to
You
win. The
realize-
other night, they won. They played their best game. They can't do it back-to-back. Utah will put your money on Utah tonight.
You realize when you place a bet on the Clippers, the betting people didn't say, "Oh, Kawhi's out. Whoop! Here's your money." They don't care.
Well, I won my Clippers bet already.
money.
They won. They beat Dallas.
Okay, but didn't you say a few days ago during the Jazz series that the Clippers were going to win?
I did,
Bet
Fish.
everything on the Clippers.
I did.
And when you bet on the Clippers,
I did,
they don't
Fish.
give you your money back
I
just because
understand.
one player's out.
It's like betting on the Bucks without Giannis on the team. It's like betting with the Nets without Durant on the team. They're not going to win. They need their players.
Bottom line, he's put his money where his mouth was before. He should have. Fish.
So I'm backing up my bet tonight. I'm betting the Jazz tonight. It's pretty simple. What's the spread on that game?
3.5.
Oh, that's a gift.
2.5, 3.5.
It's a gift.
I better look.
I don't know, right?
Clippers are going to win by 10.
I was setting the line. Now I got to see what
Hey,
it
listen.
is.
The U.S. Open's going on, as you know, out in California at Torrey Pines. I'm sorry. And you know the whole deal with Brooks Koepka and Bryson DeChambeau. You know, walking past on the interview, all of that kind of stuff. Check this little photo out from yesterday. DeChambeau walking by Koepka. Look him in the background. See him in the see the arrow? He photobombed Koepka on the air again and waved to the camera.
I love this.
That's DeChambeau.
That's my guy.
They're saying it's good for the sport.
It is.
But look at the face on Koepka again. It's just very funny.
If they were smart, whatever personal differences aside, they'd realize it's great for the game,
is
and then
great,
they
yes.
would bring in a wrestling guy who would show you how to do it, where it benefits everything, where they're disdain for each other, but it makes it more entertaining, and it could be a good story in golf.
Hey, it's kind of like what we do here at Woodward Sports, because yesterday you had the big match, Stick against Easy. Well, we've got the best 2 minutes of that fight. You know, when Easy just lays on his back and suckers Stick into coming into it. Alex, let's show the peeps what they want to see.
The peeps?
Yeah.
Here it
USN
is.
1, Stick versus Easy. Round 1, let's go!
Denied.
Watch out for that head and arm choke.
He's got it right there.
Good fight, gentlemen.
It's easy, baby.
All right, both of you, come here. WSN 1, Stick versus Easy, round 1 victory, minute and a half due to there's only one round. Smothering slash head and arm choke.
Ezekiel.
The winner.
It's easy. Speak easy, baby.
All right, Kennedy, get in there.
Go. That was amazing.
Good job, boys.
That was amazing.
How could Stick fall for that?
There was a lot more action than what I thought.
Stick should have went if it was grappling. If I was managing,
Jersey
I would have pulled that shirt over his head.
Jersey over the
I would
head.
have had the over-under going. I would have turned it into a hockey fight. But hey, good show by both guys, which shows. And I think the biggest point to the matter was when Easy sat here yesterday and says, doesn't matter your size, doesn't matter your age, that the jiu-jitsu and stuff like that, to learn self-defense against bullying and stuff, that's the bottom line here, is that, you know what, it doesn't matter what it is. There's people that are showing the examples, and God bless them, and that's why I'm proud to be part of the Woodward Sports.
Absolutely. Fish, what do you have for us?
So I think about 50 seconds in, you saw that chokehold that Stick had on Easy. Mm-hmm. So Stick obviously said he had a good choke on Easy, then Easy got out of it. On the Morning Wood show, on the Baligian show.
What time is the Morning Wood show?
8 to 10, AM to AM. And then
who's on it?
Easy, Stick, Corey, and Joey. Actually, Joey, who is here from 8 to 10, so you can watch them Monday through Friday. And then Easy was filling in for Joik Bell, who's in Benton Harbor, Michigan, for his charity weekend this weekend.
Okay.
Calvin's there today with them.
He is there. Said that Stick's choke was nothing.
Well, I'm just wondering if maybe Easy put some Vaseline or something on his head.
Oh, that's your boy, and now
made
you're calling your boy out. Oh, illegal substance.
I'm just saying. I want some close replay of this because he kind of slid out very, very easily. So, either there was some doctoring of the head there, or Stick's chokehold really wasn't that great.
Also, they didn't have the clip here, but the other shows had it, so I'm gonna spoil it and announce it. Doesn't matter if I get fired or whatever. But
you won't.
This WSN 2, they had a promo out. It is going to be Juicy Jeff and Art.
Wow.
For WSN 2.
Juicy
Same kind of fight?
Jeff and Art.
I don't know. They've talked about grappling. I think they want it to be MMA, so maybe we can get it to be an MMA fight.
Art knows what to do. Juicy might be over his head.
I don't know. Well, you're gonna have to keep us up to date.
The height difference is massive. Juicy probably has 3, 4, 5 inches on Art.
Did you see the height difference between Easy and Stick?
I did see the. Well, okay,
it was like another foot.
Yeah, but that was grappling where it's mostly ground game, and the bigger person's going to win ground. MMA is a different story.
Listen, I was always told the bigger they are, the harder they fall. So, all right, guys, let's move on to Me Gusta or No Me Gusta. We're up against the clock, so we're going to make this quick. You guys know how to play along on all of our social media. If you like what I'm about to say, you say Me Gusta. If you don't agree with it, you say No Me Gusta. Here we go. Cole Beasley blasts NFLPA for vaccine mandate. Te gusta or no te gusta?
Me gusta. Speak your truth, kid.
Me gusta.
Alex.
Me gusta. The whole country's opening up. I don't see why the NFL shouldn't open up as well. So,
Fish.
Me gusta. Smart choice.
I agree. Me gusta. At least start the conversation and get the players involved in the NFLPA decisions. All right, so let's wrap up this great Friday show with who you like.
Vegas. Vegas tonight, Islanders tomorrow.
I love Utah tonight, and I like the Twins, White Sox, Dodgers. Happy Father's Day, everybody.
That's right. Happy Father's Day, everybody. Alex?
I'm finally going to go against Mac tonight. I'm going Montreal Canadiens, and I'm also going to take, Let's go Sixers. Philadelphia 76ers.
Ooh.
All right, there you have it.
There's a guy who hates money.
Fish, who we like?
I got Blues over Highlanders tomorrow. And then you've got not the NBA Finals, but the NBL Finals. Perth over Melbourne. Melbourne lost this morning.
Tough loss.
You're not wrong. It was a tough loss.
Thought they were gonna
73-7.
win.
They had a chance to. Did you watch the game, Matt? I feel like you watched it. They had a chance. The Melbourne player put a stupid pass in.
Damn it.
Perth had 5 seconds to try to score.
Low
and they
scoring
missed it.
game. I had the under though.
Shut up, Tom Massaway. Leave him alone.
I seriously, you watched the game. 73-70 was the final. Love
Wow.
watching low scoring games. Anyways,
All right.
they play on Sunday. You got Perth over Melbourne.
All right, there you go.
From all the
So
marbles.
that is for all the marbles. Who we
For all the
like.
koalas.
Big congrats to Jenna for being our qualifier today for our big promo, $25,000 kick for crypto. Big thanks to Dave Burkett for joining us. Make sure you're following him on his social media and reading everything he has to say. It's actually very interesting and very entertaining. So big thanks to Dave for joining us. For Fish, for Kennedy, keeping us honest on social media at Woodward Sports. For Alex, keeping us honest always, because that's what we like to do. For Tom Mazaway and D-Mac, I'm Pilar Lasher. Everybody have a wonderful Father's Day. We'll see you guys on Monday.
Leave Dad alone.
Hey, my bad. That was an accident. Come on, Chuck. Hey, man, I got a bad shoulder. You gotta hear me by myself. The balls are soft. I can't even throw a ball. The balls are soft. Kitty, that was an accident, Kitty. My bad. Soft, man. They don't hurt. My bad. That was an accident.
Hey, he's your teammate.
He got out there so quick. Yeah, I quit. Teammate. Two against one. I quit. Against one.